Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down!
Welcome to the Bleedbigblue podcast, dedicated coverage of the New York Football Giants by your hosts, Marco, J Money, Tim, and Captain Negative. Streaming to you live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch.
Good afternoon, Giant fans. Week 17. We are back at you. Cousin Joey in the house. Captain Negative here. Final game of the season. Joe, how you feeling? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Feeling all right. Last game. The season went by too fast, but that's how it goes normally.
3 quarterbacks active today, Joe. What do you think they got up their sleeve?
They're starting Eli, and they're probably going to see how it goes and probably get the other quarterbacks sometime, I think.
Yeah, I don't understand the Tanny thing. It seems like there's always like an extra step with this Giant front office that's just unnecessary that they have to go to. I don't get that. Yeah, I don't know why it would be even an option to look at Tanny. I think that every snap he takes would be, a detriment to Loletta. In my opinion, they should have been looking at Loletta probably over the last couple of games. That might have cost us a draft spot, which is another conversation for today. Joe, are you on the win because it's Dallas side of the spectrum, or are you on the we could end up picking 13 after this season with a win today? Top 5, 6 possibly with a loss today. Where do you stand on that? I know it's Dallas and a lot of mixed feelings by the Giants.
I don't care if it's Dallas or not. I don't like to go out and lose. Players are going to want to win, but Dallas has nothing to play for. So this game to me doesn't mean much. I'd rather them lose this game, to be honest with you. But as a player, you go out there to win, but you do as management and coaching to put yourselves in a predicament to have a better shot at losing, if you know what I mean.
Which may be playing a guy like Loletta a little longer than possible to take a look at him and sacrifice the game to get a clear look at this kid. In my opinion, they should have been doing it for the last couple of games. They have not. Here we are. And a big game for the Giants, even though this game means nothing playoff-wise. When it comes to where this franchise is going to go long-term, some of the decisions that are going to be made, do they draft a quarterback? Do they not draft a quarterback? Is that quarterback on the board anywhere between 6 and 13? Herbert not coming out. So even though this game, not a lot on the line playoff-wise, a lot of implications on where this Giant team could be going in the future. And we are underway. The Giants in their home blue are going to get it first. Dallas kicks off, and here we go. Giants from inside the end zone across the 20 to the 25, across the 30 to the 35. Good return for Corey Coleman out to the Giant 36, maybe the 37-yard line. Nice return there, Joe.
Yes, it was pleasant to see, I tell you that. I like that. They've been lacking that last couple of years with that return game. So any special teams work that's positive is good.
Yeah, and that's the one area where this Giant team undoubtedly has gotten better this year, and that's special teams. So here we go. Giants quickly to the line of scrimmage, and it's a play action right away. Eli rolls and completes to Sterling Shepard, and he did a nice little gain up the sideline. Looked like he was going to take it out of bounds and then turned it up. And first down Giants, big gain of around 20-plus on a little rollout play action from Eli to Sterling Shepard. And Giants looking to move a little tempo here. Quickly into the huddle, quickly back out of it, and approaching the line of scrimmage with 20 on the play clock. Giants in Dallas territory to around the 38-yard line of the Cowboys as Eli takes the snap, little pitch to Saquon. Stutter step, he's inside the nice little run, spin move inside the 25 to the 20 to the 15, down to the 12-yard line, Joe. Saquon Barkley pitched it right, A lot of patience, back to the left, spin move, hit the circle button in Madden, and took off down the left side, out of bounds, first down Giants.
Special talent, man. He really is. Nice run there.
Got hit and spun around and around the 30, and then went for another 15-plus after the fact. Good vision, good balance, good run, Saquon Barkley.
Speaking of Saquon, he's another one I would see how long I play him. Now, is he in the running for the league lead in rushing?
Like 236 yards. He needs to go ham. And he gets the ball again here, and he is stuffed. Falls forward for around one.
He does have the incentive here, right, of being the third rookie running back to grab, I think it's over 2,000 all-purpose yards. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. And I'm not sure how many. He needs 100-something for that. The 236, I think, is if he wants to catch Zeke and try for a rushing title. But I think you're right on the 200. I think it's 2,000. I think it's somewhere in the 120-yard mark. We can try to check it. I'm sure they'll flash it here. As the Giants go 2nd and 9 from the Cowboy 11. Play action. Eli rolls right, throws complete. Simonson, and he's down to around the Cowboy 6. As an impressive opening drive for the Giants, and they face a 3rd down and 4. They can get a first down inside the 5. We'll see what they do as they switch up the packages here. Now Simonson goes off. Now he's coming back. Play clock is down to 17, and the Giants don't even have the play called yet. Now Eli quickly gets it to them, and with 10, they get to the line of scrimmage to get set up. 3rd and 4 from the Cowboys' 6-yard line. They need the 2 for a first. Eli takes the snap out of the gun with Barkley to his right. Now throws for the end zone, and it is intercepted. Just a horrible throw. And the Eli bots will go crazy, but just good coverage there on Shepard.
You got it. See, here's the thing.
I mean, what's he looking at, Joe? I mean, throw the ball.
I don't understand.
Just throw the ball in the back of the end zone and take the 3 points.
You know,
not even close.
I don't even think he saw the other safety coming over the top. I mean, the cornerback was there in decent position, but then there was another guy coming over the top. He threw it into double coverage there.
Joe, and if you want to make that throw, you put that ball out of the end zone so that if you're wide, you got a chance at the back pylon. That ball was short. You got to throw that ball to the pylon, and the only person that catches that is either Shepard or it's overthrown and it's incomplete. You cannot underthrow that ball with that coverage. And you know, people can say we're piling on, but how long has he been playing? You can't make that goddamn mistake, Joe. You can't do it.
Yeah, you know,
you cost your team points right there.
Yeah, it was a nice play by the corner. I think if it went over, it was a better throw. Shepard catches it, but you're right. You got to throw that ball to the pylon and make Shepard make the play. And if he can't, then it goes over the top
or out of the end. And you set it to 3 points.
Yeah,
but to underthrow that ball,
you can't force it.
I mean,
too many forced plays, Jim, this year. I don't
understand. Have you seen Bird Box yet? I think he had a blindfold on. Have you seen Bird Box?
No.
You know what Bird Box is?
That's a movie, right?
It's a movie on Netflix, Joe. It's a good snuggle up with Jen movie.
Is that thing where they blindfold people?
They're all blindfold. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a premise to it, and it's only an hour and a half if you're not doing anything during the week or so. Check it out with Jen. But it was pretty good, but I think Eli was blindfolded when he was trying to – he got
What the hell was that throw? Yeah.
Marco. I mean, he got bird boxed.
And
well, let's see. They're showing the replay now, so let's see what he was looking at.
And you see Luletta playing.
They threw it to the Cowboys.
You see Luletta playing wide receiver. Did you see that? Luletta playing wide receiver.
I mean, just look at it. I mean, the film doesn't lie. I mean, just watch it. There's 3 Cowboys there in the frame. It's just he makes the throw right away, and I have no problem with the throw, but it has to be to the pylon.
Yeah, and if you look at the play develop, Jim, okay, he was looking at Eli the whole way in the corner. He played that very well.
So
yeah,
he knew exactly
and Eli's got to read that.
And there's a completion to Dak. The player falls down, now back up. He was touched down after a gain of around 2 or 3 on the Cowboys' first down play there. But you're right. He has to see that. And if that's the coverage, again, if you want to throw the ball quickly, I have no problem with trying to get the ball to Shepard in that spot, even with the coverage. But the throw has to be high into the back of the end zone. You can't underthrow it. He did, and he cost his team points. And now the Giants' jump looks like probably encroachment here as the Giant front, the entire right side, it looks like, jumped. Referees talking about it. Looks like it'll be encroachment, and it'll cost the Giants 5 yards. Setting up a 2nd and short on the Cowboys' opening drive following the Manning pick. Last 2 drives for the Giants. Sorry to pile on. Chance to win the game last week, interception. Chance to put points on the board to open the game this week, interception. Sorry, not sorry.
The frustrating part about that was he used to, I mean, I'm not going to say used to be. He is an intelligent quarterback. We know how smart he is. If you look at that play develop, he should have seen. I mean, Shepard was open for a split second, and I think but he didn't see that corner just staring at him, and the corner just read the play, jumped up, and made the interception.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing about that, right? So even if let's take the cornerback out of the equation, right, and just say he's not even there. That's an incomplete pass because you underthrew the ball.
Well, I think he catches it.
Throw.
I think he catches it if that corner wasn't there. The problem I think I have is that it wasn't a great throw, but I think he was going to catch it, come down with it, because if that corner wasn't there, he was going to catch it. The thing was, he didn't see the corner read the play.
Heath was right there. He could have knocked it away. And a nice run there by Rod Smith. Picks up a Cowboy first down. Very frustrating. And you know what? And it's frustrating because if you look at the way things are setting up, I got a feeling we're in the same boat next year. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys here, still in their own territory at their own 38-yard line, following a nice first down run by Rod Smith. And now play action here by Dak Prescott. Rolls, finds his tight end. He's got a first down across midfield in the Giant territory, out of bounds at the 45. It is Schultz from Prescott. Nice game by the Cowboys, and a first down in Giant territory now, again at the Giant 45-yard line. Play action, Giants bit hard. Easy completion, nobody there. First down. Schultz.
Hey, Jim.
Yep.
Just for questions and stuff, I am on YouTube, so I can kind of monitor as best I can. I don't know if you guys.
Jenkins! Did you miss that because you were looking at the comments?
He should have caught that damn ball.
On a silver platter, it's served up to a Jackrabbit here. Cooper trying to little out route. The ball was behind him. Bad throw by Prescott. And Jenkins lets an interception literally go. Might have been tipped by Cooper right before it got to Jenkins, but still bounced off him and falls harmlessly to the ground, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. So if you got any of those questions or comments, Joe, throw them in as we move along here. Prescott fakes the pass, now hands off. Giants all over them in the backfield. Loss of around 3. Michael Thomas, who has played well for the Giants, free agent acquisition, veteran from the Dolphins, primarily picked up to be a special teams acquisition, has found himself needing to contribute on defense, and he's done well with the time that he's had. He makes the play in the backfield there. 3rd and long for Dak and the Cowboys as the Giant defense tries to stiffen up. 8.5 left in this scoreless first quarter. We'll get around the league when we get a chance. Prescott out of the gun. Takes the snap. Giants blitz. Steps up. He throws incomplete. Not even close. Wanted Gallup. Gallup went in. The pass went out. Coverage by Jenkins. 4th and 12 as the pass goes incomplete, and the Cowboys will punt. Couple of touchdowns to get to. We'll get the punt off first. And then we'll bring you around the National Football League. Punt is taken, fair catch, inside the 15 and around the 13-yard line. That's where the Giants will start. So let's look around the league. I know some of you may be playing fantasy. I don't know who plays Week 17. I know some leagues do, so you may have some interest. And I know we got always the DFS going on. So let's bring you around the league and see what we got. In New England, the Patriots have the ball. The Jets looks like they just punted. 10:26 left in the first there. New England has the ball at their own 41. That's where that drive will start. Buffalo has a 7-0 lead at home in Miami. See who scored there. It was Jared Allen on a quarterback sneak from 1 yard out. Extra point is good. 7-0 Buffalo. 10:14 left in the first quarter there. Green Bay has the ball pinned at their own 6. 9:40 left there. Scoreless with Detroit. Carolina scored on a pass from Allen to DJ Moore. Moore has 2 catches for 35 yards early in that one and a touchdown. Panthers lead that game 6-0. And they may be looking at it. It's been up there for a second. No extra point yet, so we'll keep you in the loop. But right now, 6-0 Carolina, 10:22 left in the first quarter there. Tampa Bay has the ball. Winston completes to Mike Evans and then throws incomplete following. 8:23 left in the first. Tampa Bay ball 2nd and 10 at their own 39. Jacksonville kicks a field goal, 4-back from 25 yards out. In Houston, they lead 3-0. 10 minutes left in the first there. And we get set to go back to the Giant game. Giants drove down pretty easily, and then Eli threw a pretty bad pick that cost the Giants points. Would have at least been a field goal from Rojas, a chip shot. Don't get it. Giant defense holds. And now the Giants get the ball back at their own 13-yard line, it looked like. And we will go from there. Zeke sitting this one out. Bigger fish to fry next week. Saquon in the game. Now takes the pass from Eli on a little screen. Has some blockers. He's at the 20. He's got a first down out close to the 25-yard line. Nice little play for the Giants there. Little screen out to Barkley. Set up well. Giants get 12, first down. And it looks like the touchdown was overturned to Moore. The completion brought them down to the 1, and then the quarterback, Allen, sneaks in. So touchdown Panthers, extra point, good. 7-0 Panthers lead. Pitch out to Barkley, son of step, nice move. And then they still not down and ends up getting 2. Joe, that is or 1. That's a really nice 1-yard run right there by Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I think one too many moves there. Just put your head down at the lap right before that last move and just get an extra yard or 2. It's a learning experience for him.
And he comes off to the side. Doesn't look to be anything. Hope not. Gallman in, 2nd and 9 for the Giants. Out of the gun. Eli fakes to Gallman, now back to Ingram, complete to the 30 and a first down right at the markers where he's brought down by Van Der Esch. Fake left, screen out to the right for Ingram, first down Giants as they move the chains. Ingram's played well as of late. Had some struggles earlier in the season, but he's played well of late. Giants out of the eye on a 1st and 10 from their own 36. Now, reverse the Shepherd. Fake the dive, reverse the Shepherd. It's across the 40. Nice little gain of around 7 on the reverse. Good play call there, setting up a 2nd and short for the Giants. Faked it to Goldman, came around the Shepherd. Nice little move, nice little gain. The Giants continue the drive. Miami looks like they might have turned it over, and Allen slings one to Zay Jones for a touchdown. It's 14-0 Buffalo. They call the reverse a gain of 9, not 7. Good spot. And now the Giants complete out of the gun into Cowboy territory down to the 43-yard line. Completion Manning to Ingram.
I tell you, Jim, today's game, without Zeke, you're going to see how good Dak really is. And I don't think he's that good, personally. But.
No, somebody mentioned to me that they're in the playoffs. And, I said, they won a weak division. I think their defense is for real. But even with Zeke next week, as a little pitch out to Gallman here, and he is wrapped up. Gain of maybe 1 by Jalen Smith. Hell of a linebacker that kid is. Yeah, he's a good player, right? Sideline to sideline. He's a good player. He'll be one for years.
As long as he stays healthy.
As long as he stays healthy, you're right. Brady to James White, touchdown Patriots. They take the lead over the Jets. Eli under center, Giants 2nd and 10. Play action, he's pressured and now throws and it is intercepted. His 2nd pick of the day, that could have been a fumble or a pick.
That.
Pressured from his front side, had the ball back, fumble or interception. Let's see what it would have been. It's an interception.
Yeah,
his arm was hit, but it was moving forward, and it was DeMarcus Lawrence who beat Wheeler, and it causes the pick. So the Giants with the 2nd turnover and the 2nd try, and not a way to get things going.
No, sir.
Jeez. Frustrating, man.
Well, I mean, what are we going to do here, It's tough. It really is.
No, I mean, it's really, it's like I said, Joe. If they were to lose this game, if they win this game, I'm not walking away from it with my chest puffed out because it's the Cowboys not really, I don't think we're going to see Dak for the whole game. And we'll get back to what we were talking about him in a second. But, I just think from, a Giant perspective, it makes no sense for them to win this game. But still, it's just the thing with the Eli and all this stuff is it just like it's moving forward. If he comes back, like does anything change if nothing changes? And I just don't know how good he is anymore.
Right.
That's the frustrating part. And speaking about Dak
go ahead.
I just want to going back to Dak. I think the Cowboys in the playoffs, I think that you're going to be facing 8-man boxes, and teams are going to force you to make Dak beat them. And I don't think he can do it on the playoffs. Maybe in week 1 at home, but you're talking about 2 road games? I don't think so. Your quarterback's going to have to make plays, and I don't know that he can do that.
It's also showing today. The Giants are not a very good run defense right now. We all know that. They can't run the ball. And look what Dak's doing. He's doing nothing. He's just
Houston comes right down the field and scores in a game that they need. Deshaun Watson scampers in from 2 yards out, and Houston takes a 6-3 lead, extra point pending that. A lot of eyes on New Orleans today. I know a lot of Giant fans have mentioned Mr. Glass, Teddy Bridgewater. That they would like to see him come over. I'll get to why that doesn't make sense in a couple of seconds as well, as Dak has the ball here. at his own 49-yard line following the Manning interception. He completes it to Rod Smith into Giant territory down inside the 45. There's a flag on the play. We'll check it. See what the flag is. What was it, Joe?
I don't know. I actually missed it. I was looking at some of the comments of a couple of the guys going back and forth. It's kind of funny.
All right. There's what Giant fans who want Eli back will point to, those last couple of games, as the Giants stuffed Rod Smith there. To the Giant fans, as the Buccaneers go in, 18-yard touchdown from Winston to Mike Evans. To the fans that want Nick Foles, to the fans that want Teddy Bridgewater, I'll tell you why that doesn't make sense. If you're bringing in those guys, you're doing it, and you've said that you've turned the page from Eli Manning. Well, if you turn the page from Eli Manning, you're talking about a $16 million, or what is it, $7 million, a cap hit of around $16 million, and then having to pay that quarterback an excessive amount of money to come in. As the Cowboys on a 3rd and 1, Rod Smith takes the hit, spins away, first down inside the 35 to the 33. Nice solid run there by Rod Smith, and the Cowboys have a first down at the Giant 33-yard line. But that's why it doesn't make sense to me. You're taking a hit on the dead money with Eli, and then you're investing in the quarterback. So next year you could potentially be paying the quarterback position more than you're paying right now, and still have the running back, as the Giants jump there, might be a free play for Prescott here. Takes a shot, throws incomplete, knocked away. We'll check the flag. It was knocked away by B.J. Webb on good coverage. But you see what I'm saying, Joe?
Yeah, no, you're right.
It doesn't allow you to fix the other holes in this roster if you do that. And I just think you're better off drafting a kid and bringing Eli back and letting him groom him.
Yes.
Hopefully that kid is Haskins.
Who? And let's ask the question out there to all the Giant fans: who would you rather have mentoring a quarterback, Eli Manning or Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah, nice move there inside the 20 down to the 15. Rod Smith running well. Good play on DFS if you got him. Was cheap today, and the news came out about Zeke earlier this morning, and right now looks like they are handing him the ball, and he is churning. As the Amish say in Lancaster here, churning some butter. And he runs down, first down Cowboys at the 15-yard line. Little play action. Back incomplete, intended for Schultz. Threw it into the ground. Good pressure there by the Giants, 2nd and 10.
The question is Gettleman going to be too tempted to draft a hog molly instead of a quarterback?
You know what? That's why it's very interesting. I think that, and we'll call the play here first. I'll tell you the truth. I don't trust Gettleman at all. For 2nd and 10, Prescott sacked. Had some time, then stepped up in the Giant rush, got to him. Olivier Vernon cleans him up. And that'll lead to a 3rd down and long as the Giant defense tries to hold here following the pick. It's interesting, right? So a win today would move the Giants down to possibly anywhere from 10 to 13, depending on other games and how all of this plays out. If they lose today, they could be looking at potentially a top 5 pick, maybe 6. I think that if you're in the camp of Haskins, as play action here, 3rd and 11, good pressure by the Giants. Dak keeps it alive, now throws it away. Good coverage, good pressure, and the Giants defense will hold the Cowboys to a field goal attempt. Nice job there by the Giants D. But I think if you're in the Haskins camp, you may be rooting for a win today. Because I think that there's a possibility that you can get Haskins in that 10 to 13 range, or in position to trade up to maybe 8 or 7 for him. And I think if Gettleman's sitting there at 5 or 6, he's going to be tempted to take one of those stud defensive players. And the field goal's no good. He pushed it to the left. Finkel, Einhorn, laces out, and the Giants catch a break.
Nice.
You like that little Einhorn call, right?
I like that. That was good. I agree. There's a lot of stud talent on the defensive side of the ball this draft. The kid from Houston is one of them. Gettleman would be too tempted. I don't know if he'll draft a quarterback at I don't know if he's going to do it. I really don't.
I don't think that he drafts one. I don't think that he drafts one if they lose today and they're in the top 5 or 6. I don't think that he'll draft a quarterback. I think if you pushed him back to 12, 11, 10, a couple of scores around the league, something happened with the Watson touchdown. They took it off the board, and Jacksonville held. So Fairbairn kicks a field goal, so it's 3-3 there with 5:29 left in Houston. And Stafford threw a touchdown pass to Jones, T.J. Jones, and it's 7-0 Detroit over Green Bay in Green Bay. So there's your little catch-up there. But I think if you're sitting 10, 11, 12, and all those guys have gone, and Haskins is on the board, I think there's a better shot that they walk away with the quarterback there than they do at 5 or 6, right?
Right.
I still don't think they'll take him, but I think you can make I think that it's an interesting scenario because I think that's more Haskins value where they win today. Unless a team gets desperate and we've seen some of these teams just trade up because they just got to get the quarterback before anybody else does. So it's interesting.
Hey, Jimmy, I got a question from Quiet on the Set. How many draft spots will it cost us if we win today?
It depends on, I think I saved a screenshot here just in case we see.
I think we can fall to 12th, right?
Let me see here. We can fall, let me pull it here. I think I have a screenshot from this. Okay, yeah, so here we go. If the Giants lose today, they will lock up a top 8 draft pick. They can get into the top 5 with a combination of wins by Oakland, Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Buffalo. With a win, New York can drop as low as number 13. That's per Dane Brugler on Twitter. If you're following along. Giants play action for Eli. Completion behind the line of scrimmage to Penny, who spins away and now muscles his way out. Penny Alavaca to the 30 on a nice little completion. Had no business getting any yards and ends up picking up 6 or so. But so we can go anywhere from 5 to 13 depending on what goes on. So we're rooting for Detroit. We're rooting for Tampa Bay. We're rooting for Buffalo. And depending on, where you fall, you may be rooting for Dallas if you're, a Giant fan here, and a horrible penalty by Simonson there. Cowboys shifted. Simonson just can't hold his water, jumps, and it'll cost the Giants 5 yards. So the nice play by Penny to get him 6. Simonson costs him 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. And there's your boy James White on the replay. Little completion from Brady, and he takes it in from around 16, 17 yards out, it looked like. 7-0 New England. Jets have just come down and added a field goal, so now they trail 7-3. So
hey,
Giants
Jim,
need 25.
Did I tell you that cost me a fantasy championship?
James White from Balaj?
Yeah.
Wow. I lost
by 5 points. I had White in all freaking.
Sickening.
That's all right.
Sickening.
The money difference wasn't that big, though.
Yeah, but still, it's more the pride of a fantasy championship.
Yeah, I know. It happens.
I feel responsible almost.
It's fickle. Well, you're partially, which you'll probably send me.
With Balaj, I'm partially responsible. I've had a huge, massive erection for him all season long.
You sure have.
I love him. I don't know. Here's the frustration. Like, you look around the league to some of these guys, at some of these guys, and like a guy like Balaj, you look at the situation in Miami, and like that guy should be playing. Like he should be they should be getting him the ball 15 times a game to see if they have something for him next season. They're paying a guy like
Why are you
Drake.
giving the ball to Bolden?
Well, here's Joe. I don't understand. They're paying a guy like Drake a significant amount of money to touch the ball 6 times a game. Like you have a guy like Balazs who's under contract. He was a 4th-round pick or 5th-round pick. He's cheap. Like why are you paying Drake? Like see if this kid can give you 20 carries a game, use him up for 4 years, and take that money and invest it in another position of more significance that can help you out across your roster. Like I don't understand how these guys get paid significant amounts of money to run their teams with some of the decisions that they end up making. Like I just don't get it. Loletta not playing since the Giants were 1-7 and falling under a false sense of, hey, we can run the table by beating Nick Mullins and Fitzpatrick and Chase Daniel. And I mean, just the thought process behind some of this stuff is just, it's mind-boggling, some of this stuff, yeah. Joe. It's mind-boggling.
I think it comes down to sometimes also lame duck coaches. Like, is this coach on Miami going to be there next year? And he wants to prove himself, and he doesn't care about the money. He wants to give his chance to win, and that's that. And is he going to be there next year?
Well, the way he's handled it now, reportedly he could be fired tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
So,
it doesn't make it's mind-boggling sometimes when you look at that stuff.
It is.
How do you go from a guy that the week before has a monster game, and you give him you give him 6 touches the whole game, the next game? And
he did that on the road against Minnesota. And if you watch that guy run, and if you watch Kalen Balazs run, I mean, he runs like an every down back. He's got good hands. I don't get it. It's frustrating the usage, how some of these people, some of these coaches do it. So the Giants, oh man, I mean another one. You're at home for fucking Christ's sake. What? Another false start by the Giants. You're going the wrong way. You're going to kill somebody. Jamon Brown, the savior, who all the Giant fans want to bring back because they've been playing so well since he's come in, cost the Giants another 5, and they go from what was 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 14, for Christ's sake. Eli out of the gun. Has it, drops back, and Jesus, what? Holy shit.
Yeah.
One is Barkley.
You can't comment on that.
What
Don't
do
even
you
comment
say
on
to that?
You can't say anything. Just forget it.
If you're listening and you're not watching along with us, Barkley was literally at the line of scrimmage. Looked like he had maybe the little I'm going to block first and then be a check down. There was nobody to pick up. They didn't blitz. He's standing at the line, and the ball just is whizzed not even close to him. A dangerous pass, and the Giants forced to punt. And here comes Dak and the Cowboys again.
Well, so far so good. 0-0.
Oh yeah, I hope you took the under.
Exactly. How about that Alabama game last night? What was the final score?
No clue.
Okay. Final score, I believe it was 40. And correct me if I'm wrong. 45-34, I believe. Over under 78.5.
I gotta be honest with you. I watched the film of the players that I'm interested in. Like I'll get the film and watch the quarterbacks to see who I like and all that stuff. Joe, the Game of Thrones marathon for the last couple of days that's been on HBO, I can't turn it off. Dak, pressured, throws, incomplete, dangerous pass. Not even close. Good pressure by the Giants there. Dak was falling away. Pass comes up short, and 2nd and 10. But I've been watching the Game of Thrones marathon, so I haven't watched anything else. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's all good. I was just saying, because you were talking about over and under and everything, and I said that 78.5, 45-34. Do the math.
A lot of you were either really happy or really sad last night. Completion
exactly.
just short of right in the Giant territory at the 49. Dak on a little rollout finds Cole Beasley, first down Cowboys. Gain of around 14 or 15 there. Who'd he beat? Haley. Looks like he slipped down as Beasley was coming across the field. 14-15 left as a first down and 10 for the Cowboys at the Giant 49. Out of the gun is Prescott. Takes the snap, throws, and incomplete. Pass came in hot and high and whizzed right through the hands of the receiver. Second down and 10. Dak back up to the line and under center. Giants jump again and complete on the little out. We'll check the flag. Giants looks like they just gave them an extra 5 yards.
How many penalties so far, Jim?
Defense is deaf, Joe. You find that out when you're playing the defensive line. It's the first thing they tell you when you're a kid. Defense is deaf, and Connor Barwood, veteran, can't hold his water. 2nd and 5. Giants give away 5 yards there.
I don't. It's frustrating.
Ah.
In a game
Play
like
action.
this,
Pressured. Throws long. Has a man overthrow him. Cooper
in a
was
game
open.
like this, yeah, he was open, wide open, but it's Dak Prescott. So, in a game like this, it doesn't mean anything. I know it's old school. Call a goddamn timeout and bring the team over to the sideline and embarrass them, because they how many penalties so far this year in this game, and it's not even halfway through.
And it's not even it's mental penalties. All start. Exactly.
And you're a coach, go old school and say, time the hell out. Time out. Get over here and rip the shit out of the team. Waste a timeout. I'd rather waste a timeout on that than anything else. Sorry,
nice little option route there by Miles Austin, and he completes it. And no, you're right. It's frustrating because these are mental. We heard a lot that they were going to come out and play hard, and a lot of talk, and to come out and to fail the mental aspect of it by handing away yards and not very good, especially when you're at home. These penalties, the false starts and the encroachments, unacceptable. In week 17, this isn't week 1. This isn't preseason. Dak takes it, has plenty of time here. Now rolls to the left, little juke move, and now he slides down at the 30 after a gain of around 4 or 5.
I got a question for you.
Second down for the Cowboys there. Go ahead.
I got a question for you. What coach do you think has the balls to do that? In today's NFL, what coach do you think has the balls to say timeout? Go ahead.
Belichick.
I know who you're going to say, of course.
Belichick.
Only
Belichick. That's it.
Waste of time.
Handoff here. Team. Inside the 30. Handoff to Jackson. And he gets a couple. Maybe around 3 or so. And it's going to be a 3rd and short. Riveting game here. Nothing but excitement. It's funny. The teams have gone. There's been a lot of movement offensively. We've gone up and down the field. There's been a couple of turnovers. Giants got into Dallas territory. They've been invading each other's territory here, but no points so far. Dallas trying to be the first as they face a 3rd and 3 at the Giant 27. Now the pass is complete to Cooper, and he stretches it out. Caught it short of the marker, but we'll see where they spot him. It looks like he reached it across for the first down. And I got the game on mute, so I can't hear what they're saying. But let's see. Caught it short. Definitely stretched the ball out. That should be a first down, without a doubt, Joe. Right?
Oh yeah, that's first.
Yeah, first down at the Giant, just inside the 24. Dak handoff back to this Jackson character, and he Turns his way forward to the 22, maybe the 21. Brady to Burkhead for a touchdown. New England trying to knot up that 2 seed. Takes a 14-3 lead over the Jets. Houston scored. Watson got his rushing touchdown back. It's 9-3, extra point pending that. We'll get to the teams that the Giants are interested in draft-wise in a couple of seconds here. As 2nd and 7 from their own 21. I'm sorry, from the Giant 21. Completion to Beasley here, and he's got a first down to the Giant 10. Let me pull that tweet back up. So, 1st and 10 here from the Giant 11 for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. 10-play drive, 54 yards. We've just gone over 5 minutes. Hand off to Jackson. He's inside the 10 down to around the 7, maybe the 8. We'll check it. So, we need Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Buffalo in the 1 o'clock starts. Let's not even worry about Oakland and Kansas City. Let's take it one step at a time. So, Tampa Bay, they're winning. That's a good thing. They lead 7-0, and they have the ball over Atlanta. Buffalo up 14-0 over Miami. Miami has the ball there. 13 minutes left in the second. Dak under center from his own 8. 2nd and 7. Takes the snap, now hands it off, and he is dropped. Gain of around 1. There's a flag down. We'll check it. Looks like it may be in the area of holding. We'll see what happens there.
Looks like that.
So Detroit winning, Tampa Bay winning, Buffalo winning, holding against the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was more than holding. Again,
Detroit trying to add on to their lead. I didn't see it, Joe. I was looking at I'm trying to see these 3 games. I'm trying to keep track of Detroit trying to go in. Stafford.
I got you. Another penalty for the Giants. I mean, honestly, timeout.
2nd and 17. So it's going to be a holding penalty, which is going to result in a first down, is what you're saying, Hampton. Oh, no, encroachment. My Lord. What is happening? What the fuck? Come on, guys.
This is just
sloppy.
Sloppy?
Sloppy. So I'm trying to be nice. Touchdown, Detroit. On a 4th down. They went for it, Joe. Little screen pass here, knocked away. Oh, Carter. Nice play by Carter. Reading the screen, getting a hand on it, knocking it away, and it almost resulted in a pick, setting up a 3rd and 12. Prescott tried to set up a screen to the right. Carter said, no bueno. Knocked it away. There you go, Detroit. All this matters is if the Giants lose. So, 3rd and 12 here. Prescott takes the snap, drops back. Looking, throws. End zone wide open. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jarwin. Jarwin Binks. He's a touchdown. Jarwin Binks. He's a touchdown, yeah. Cowboys.
There we go.
Wide open.
There we go.
Just, oh, man. Just found the spot in the zone.
Who's covering him?
Just let him go. Just let him go. And it results in an easy touchdown on a 3rd and 12. Giants, 2 turnovers today. Lots of penalties. 7-0 Cowboys. 8 minutes left. Second quarter.
Are you not like seriously old school ripping at halftime?
Hey man,
like
I would have been ripping after week 3. But
no, I'm just saying go Sherman, go in there, do one of those classic SOBs. You're playing and then do your speech and then leave and slam the door.
That's it.
And don't even and that's it. Don't even come back. No other. Don't talk about the game plan. Nothing. Just do it.
This is why it's funny to me when people tell me they're like, well, and I'm like, 1-7. Instead of kidding ourselves, we should have been evaluating the talent on this roster. And people say to me, how can you do that? How can you sell that to the guys in the locker room? And this is how you run your business. If your business wasn't performing correctly, you would go in and threaten people's jobs, right? And you go in and you say, everyone is under evaluation at every position. My job is on the line, and I need to evaluate who is going to be here long term and be part of the solution or a part of the problem. And I have to get rid of them. So everything you put on tape, everyone in this locker room is going to have an opportunity to put their play on tape over the course of the next 8 games, and you're either going to be with us next year or you're not.
Yep, exactly.
And that's a real conversation and an honest conversation. And instead, we run a goddamn country club, and people start feeling good about themselves over wins that aren't going to get you anywhere. And now here you are in week 17 in a meaningless game. You have no clue about some of the players on this roster, and you're still getting the same mistakes that winning teams just don't do in week 17. False starts and penalties at home in a game like this. What are you doing?
I don't get it.
It's not a good look.
You got to rip some people's asses, man, and that's the bottom line. And look,
and
Mara
should be looking at this and looking at the play on the field and looking up at the stadium and seeing all the Cowboy fans that are there. Because I've spoke to a couple of people before the game. It is more Cowboy fans than Giant fans, from what I was told.
Yeah, the tickets. Being in the area, Jim, the tickets I checked, they were basically free.
If this was your business, if you were a Mara and this was your business coming off the last couple of years, what are you doing? I don't get it, and that's my frustration. So touchback here as the Giants juggernaut offense will get the ball back. At this point, Joe, this isn't a preseason game where I need to go, oh, we had 2 bad drives. Let's try to get a good drive in before. Put Loletta in. Put Loletta in with Barkley and Ingram and Shepard. And, you're going to put Loletta in when you take those guys out too, so you can't get a clear vision of him with your starters? What is the advantage right now? Down 7-0, you haven't done a thing. You have 2 turnovers. Why am I watching Eli Manning play football right now? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
You gotta go Loletta in the second half. You have to.
Hand off here to Barkley, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Swallowed up at the line.
You gotta rest Barkley in the second half too. That's just me.
I wouldn't. I would want to see.
If you're down at half, that's it.
I would want to see Loletta play with some of these kids. I would want to see Loletta play with my starters. I don't get what sense it makes for Eli to be playing right now, but I don't get how they handle a lot in regards to Eli Manning during the course of the last 2 years. Incomplete. Eli play action. Had some time. Looks like he wanted to get downfield. Nothing was open. Dumped it out to Barkley. Incomplete. Pretty much hit him in the back. Awesome looking play there. 7:30 left. Giants took the opening drive down. 7:30 left in the second quarter. Giants took the opening drive down quite easily. And then Manning threw a horrible pick that cost us points on a third down play. Another pick after he was hit and pressured. You can argue if it was his fault or not, but regardless, he was picked. Giants trail 7-0, and now big 3rd and 10 here. Eli stepping up, rolling right, throwing it, incomplete. Just a lot of pressure. Eli stepped to the right, got away, and looks like he just threw it away. Nobody really in the area. Ball falls harmlessly to the turf, and that's it. Giants.
Hey, I got a research question for Jim or Marcos if they can do it. Find out when Jalen Smith was drafted, what year, and at the spot versus who the Giants picked at that time.
Jalen Smith was picked.
I think
he was coming off a horrible injury.
Horrible.
He was picked late. I believe. I think the Cowboys took him in like the 2nd or 3rd round.
Might have been later than that.
I'd
love to know.
Let's check it. Let's check it.
And what year? I think it was. Could have been 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago.
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Could have been. I mean, hey, listen. I'm older. My memory's going.
That's all right. It's okay. I could be wrong. Let's check it out. Round 2, pick 34 in the 2016 draft.
Round 2. Okay.
Round 2, pick 34.
In 2016.
In 2016.
Who the Giants picked then?
So now we'll go Giants 2016 draft. And I think you're going to see Evan Ingram.
You might, yeah.
Which
was Ingram number 1?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm wrong. So 2016 was Eli Apple at 10. Sterling Shepard at 40. So he went before. Okay. He went 6 spots before.
That's all. I can't.
But Joe, who's the better pick right now? Jalen Smith at 10 or Eli Apple at 10?
Come on, bro. We won't go there. I looked at Jalen Smith.
They would have been laughed at for picking Jalen Smith 10, and they would have looked like geniuses now. And instead, they Eli Apple. That's pretty fun.
I remember watching that draft, and when Dallas picked him, I said, if this kid, they can sit him and rest him, and if he gets healthy, he's going to be a freaking stud. And those are the risks at that time. The Redskins could have done that though because of their team. They were okay. Let's just build a team and see what happens. But I cannot mock the Sterling Shepard pick because it was a good pick. He's a good player.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I can't knock it. It's gonna. No. I don't think that. Another interesting question is a little pitch out to Beasley gets 4, and there's a giant down and there's a flag down, so we'll check them both. Hold on here. New England scored again, 21-3, as they are showing no mercy. They're Cobra Kai-ing the Jets right now. 11 minutes left in the second. 21-3 there. Buffalo still leads 14-0. Detroit leads 14-0. Carolina leads 13-0. So much for Teddy Bridgewater so far. New Orleans being blanked at home. Atlanta trails 10-0. Tampa Bay leads there. 10-3 Houston as well. From the 15, Dak, handoff, stuff. Nice play there, LaDainian Tomlinson. Did you get that?
I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, no, I missed
I
it.
called him LaDainian Tomlinson. Tomlinson.
That's all right.
But no, that's all we got to go with is to try to make funnies because this is pathetic. 2nd and 20. Intercept! Oh, I thought it was pick, Joe. I thought it was fucking pick. Complete the gallop. I thought that linebacker was coming in. I glanced over.
It's a glance.
I glanced. I saw the blue.
Glance.
I'm trying to check the other scores as well. 3rd and 6. Prescott and the boys. Coming off the completion to Gallup. They're at their own 29. Prescott out of the gun. Giants coming on a blitz. It's complete to Beasley. Nice little juke move. He's out to the 45, 47-yard line of the Cowboys on a first down. Really nice move after the catch there, Joe, to get away. Whew. Quick. Stop on a dime. And gets it out across the 45. 3 catches for 44 yards for Cole Beasley. Prescott takes the snap, hands it off, and a nice little run into Giant territory, gain of around 4 for Jackson.
You know what's the worst? Jet fans. I have to say it.
Get ready for them.
They're just pathetic. They really are. I feel bad for them, actually.
They're going to be crowing soon.
Which is fine. But when all they do is pick on the Giants' downfall, it just makes them look down.
Yeah, because I don't even really. I mean, I don't pay attention to the Jets as a team. I mean, I think they did the right thing. I think they're set up for future success. I think that we handed them. That's the thing that makes me sick. Is that we might have handed them a golden ticket.
Yeah, I just get frustrated on like they're now that the Giants with Eli, all the Jet fans are doing, because I get a bunch of my friends are Jet fans, so it's tough, and they're just saying all this bad stuff, and I'm like, look at your history. I'm okay with it. I'm all right, man. You guys can say all you want, but I'm okay with how many Super Bowls and how many Super Bowl MVPs. We're okay. Maybe we made some bad decisions lately, and that's on us. But don't be. It's just gets you frustrated, man.
Well, I try to tell people, and even so I live in Pennsylvania, and I have all these Eagle fans, and a lot of my relatives, Jet fans and stuff. I'm averaging a parade. I'm 41 years old. I've been to a parade once every 10 years. So I don't. I've been to 4 parades.
Exactly.
So I've seen. I remember all 4 of those Super Bowls like they happened yesterday. Here's a long pass for Prescott down the left sideline, and that falls incomplete. Lucky that there is a flag. I don't know what you're complaining about, Webb, because I was wondering how there wasn't a flag. It looked like he just dragged the guy or pushed him out of bounds. We'll check it, and we'll see the replay as well. I don't know what the hell he's looking at. I don't know how is he complaining that there's a flag against him, because he literally just pushed the guy out of bounds to prevent him from trying to make an attempt to catch the football. Unless I'm seeing something that's not there, Joe.
No, that I agree with you 100% there.
That's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
So yeah, I don't have a problem. I can take this whole thing this last year. This isn't about having a losing season or a couple of losing seasons. I hand off here and the Giants stuff them after a gain of 1. I've seen that. I've lived through Kent Graham and Dave Brown, and I know what those years are like, and I know how frustrating they are. And You know,
Exactly.
but I've seen 4 Super Bowls, so it also makes it tolerable, and I understand how difficult it is to win one. So the thing about this last year is I think that the Giants just made decisions based off of sentimental value and resumes as opposed to business decisions. And I think that it was the perfect storm where they might have handed the franchise quarterback to the Jets. And when you look across town and I see I'm looking at the Jets right now and they're losing 21-3. And they have no offensive line and they have no wide receiver and they have no running back that we have. But I can imagine being a Jet fan right now and knowing that I have Sam Darnold as my quarterback and watching him over the last month and being completely okay with getting my doors blown off today in New England because I know that my quarterback position is taken care of, that cap-wise it's going to allow me to spend my $90 million in cap space wisely and not have to invest $20 to $25 million in that on a quarterback. So I can fill a ton of different holes on my roster, ones that fit the quarterback that I have in place, plus have a top 5 pick, and put myself in a position to where I got him out of all the growing pains right now. And now next year and the year after that, I'm building for what could be the next 10 to 12 years of success. And I look at the flip side of that, and would I trade Saquon Barkley for that hope and one less win on the season? Yeah, I would. Because the flip side of this with the Giants is you're paying Eli this amount of money, and there's still a huge decision that needs to be made. You cut him, you're taking dead money versus the cap. That cripples you next year in fixing the roster, and it doesn't solve your quarterback position. Is he coming back on a reduced salary? Is he going to have that conversation? Does that conversation require another extension where now he's coming back in 2020? And does that mean that you're going to pass on Haskins and punt to 2020? And if that's the case, where do we draft this year and next year? And does that put us in a position that there's, you know what, you see and cap-wise, what does that do cap-wise? And how many players can they bring in to fill in the roster? And if they do it next year and make themselves better, Joe, are they drafted in the teens when that 2020 class is coming out? Is that
right.
Smart? So there are just so many uncertainties right now.
So many.
If I'm a Jet fan right now, I'm happy with where we are. If I'm a Giants fan right now, I'm like, oh my God, like what that keeps me up at night, dude, worrying about this shit.
Listen. I agree. I agree with you. Yes, the Jet fans should be happy, and I think it's good. I just don't like them. What they do now is, now all of a sudden it's text after text after text. And it's like, I get a text at 5 a.m. It's Eli Manning's last game. You're gonna miss him. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna miss him. The guy played for 15 years. He got 2 Super Bowls for us. He was 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Yeah, we're gonna miss him. It's time to move on. But what have you had?
That's okay. Like that, yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Like that's okay. Like you would
had
trade
Joe
for Eli
Namath
right now for his career, and that's a dangerous pass, and it falls incomplete on a 2nd and 9 as the Cowboys going in here. They'll face a 3rd and 9 now after the incompletion. Yeah, I mean they would trade in a heartbeat to be able to get those 2 Super Bowls, to be able to beat New England in those Super Bowls. So I think a lot of it is envious with the Jet fans. So we'll see what goes on. So from the 19, 3rd and 9, Giants trying to get off the field, hold for a touchdown. Prescott out of the gun, plenty of time, throws and complete again, touchdown. Is that
Yes, it is.
Jarwin Binks? It's another touchdown. Oh.
And I tell you, Jimmy, I was looking at him and DFS this because the Giants cannot handle tight ends. They can't.
Well,
even if they're
can't
full.
Handle Jarwin Binks.
Wide
open.
They can't handle anybody. But I was looking at him and I hesitated. I'm like, let me see. But oh well.
So the Giants uninspired so far in this first half. Snap, spot, kick is good. So the Cowboys, 2 touchdowns from Prescott to Jarwin, have taken a 14-0 lead in a game they don't need, in a game where they're resting Zeke on the road. And the Giants, with Barkley, Shepard, and Eli playing, A couple of turnovers, some sloppy play, lots of penalties, and a donut to show for it. Eli 6 for 10 for 68 yards in the pick, and it looks like they called that last. The other one, Joe, it looks like they called a fumble.
Really?
It's not showing as a pick on the stats. I don't know how. Maybe they just haven't caught up yet.
I tell you, when I watched that was so close.
It could have been.
That was
it doesn't
very.
matter.
It could have been either way. It could have been. Doesn't matter. It was turnover, and doesn't matter. That's just the way it goes.
No, it doesn't matter. Here's what matters: Detroit in the red zone again. They are 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 15 with 2:15 left. Green Bay just called a timeout. Atlanta has the ball. They're at their own 43, but they face a 3rd and 8. Tampa Bay has a 10-0 lead there. And then Buffalo leads 14-0. So right now, if you're a Giant fan that's saying we want the pick, you're thrilled right now with how these games have gone, Giants game included, through the first half, Joe. Right? I mean,
it's 100%. If you're that Giant fan that wants that lower pick, you're good. You're good.
So far,
I have
so good.
I have one thing, Jimmy. Hey, all you YouTube followers that are out there that are listening, if you do have any questions that you want the captain to answer at halftime, send them our way. Real quick, we'll look at them and we'll see what we can do.
Cousin Joey, can answer some questions too. This isn't just the captain show. They may have some questions for Cousin Joey.
They love the captain.
Do they love the captain?
I think they do. Well,
not many people do.
You got some 50-50, but they love the captain. But send them our way. Send them any questions.
Depends on the day. We got a guy on Twitter that wants the captain is my GM shirt.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Because they know I would make decisions for the long-term best interest of the franchise, Joe, and not about one individual player. So here comes that Giant juggernaut offense with $1:50 left in the second quarter.
Choo-choo.
Coleman, run it back, Coleman. Please run it back because I don't even want to see him on the field again.
Listen, I tell you one thing though.
Inside the end zone, Coleman out to the 25. Go ahead.
I'm very intrigued in Coleman. I want him to stick with the team. I'm not saying he's going to be fantastic, but he was a number 1 pick and a talent, and he, I just want to see what happens with him.
Lamar Miller goes in from 7 yards out. Houston takes a 16-3 lead, extra point pending, and Allen finds Ian Thomas for a touchdown. Carolina is in New Orleans, up by 20. So there you go. Eli, out of the gun. From his own 27 is where they spot it. Takes the snap, looks, throws left, and has a completion. See where they spot it. Looks like it was to Latimer, short of the first down. As Eli brings his troops back up to the line of scrimmage, they mark it as a gain of 9, 2nd and 1. Clock ticks, under a minute and a half left. Eli has it, drops back, now looks, throws deep down the left sideline, has a man incomplete, overthrew him, Latimer had a step, and Eli just couldn't put it in the breadbasket, overshot him a little bit, and it's incomplete, 3rd and 1 for the Giants. Had him, Joe.
Yeah, I'm not going to put anything on Eli on that. He had him, and you let it out there, just overthrew him. That's
Barkley
all.
Picks up the first.
He went for it.
He went for it. Had him, overshot him. Barkley gets the first. Giants will keep the ball. Clock ticks to a minute left as they get back to the line of scrimmage. Giants have all 3 timeouts, and they have the ball at their own 38-yard line. Eli has the ball, drops back, pressured, stutters around, gets to Barkley. To the 40, to the 45, 50, and out to the Cowboy 45-yard line. Giants should take a timeout here, and they will. Stop the clock with 47 seconds left. On a nice little run after the catch by Saquon Barkley. Piss break, Giant fans. Piss break. Hold on, Joe.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Joe, take the play-by-play if they come back.
Yeah, I got it. All right, looks like Eli drops back, throws it to Gallman for a completion of about 8 yards. They're resting Barkley at this time.
There you go, Joe. You're a natural.
Most QB starts. Tom Brady, 304.
Where's
Brett
Eli?
Favre.
Got to be up there.
Dan Marino, John Elway, 252. Eli Manning, 242. I mean, that's the one thing that we're going to miss, Giant fans. As bad as it's been lately, we did have a quarterback that has played in 15 straight years in this league, and that's something to be proud of. It's time to move on, but it's a rare feat. We all know this.
Rare.
That's
Definitely
all.
Is.
I mean, as much as like we've been talking about how he's overthrowing, you know, you look back and God bless that we had something like this for 15 years.
Well, you're right. And as he throws incomplete there on the 2nd and 3, Juan Ingram, you're right. And I think that's two completely – I mean, he's 6th in completions NFL all time, 7th in passing yards, 8th in passing touchdowns. So, you know, I think the thing is you need to be able to have two separate conversations. One of them being he's the greatest Giants quarterback of all time as he takes the snap on 3rd and 3, now throws over the middle and he has a man complete. It's Sterling Shepard with a nice catch over the middle, a tough one. And now a 1 timeout left. The Giants will take it here as with 29 seconds left. They move the chains as they try to put some points on the board here before the quarter comes to a close. It's two different conversations in my eyes. He's the greatest quarterback that we have ever seen play in a Giants uniform. And I think that you need to be able to have that conversation, to accept that, to admit it.
Correct.
And then say to yourself, okay, based on where we are now as a franchise, considering other franchises have moved on from the names of Peyton Manning and Joe Montana and Brett Favre, this isn't the only quarterback that this has happened to be able to have a realistic conversation and say what's in the team's best interest. And that leads to another flip side. Eli, from the 21, has it, drops back, throws incomplete. Wanted Ingram over the middle, came in hot, falls incomplete. And I think a lot of this falls onto, because then it's a different conversation. It's really weird being a Giants fan right now because one thing leads right into the other. Because if you're telling me that Eli wants, if you're telling me if you want Eli to come back, then you're under the impression that this is a roster that's ready to win now and is a couple of pieces away from a championship. And I don't see that at all. And that leads me to the other side of the coin, which says if we're not close to a championship, why are we paying the 38-year-old $23 million? And that's where this franchise is right now, and it's split down the middle. Eli to the left, taking a shot at the end zone and incomplete. Wanted Sterling Shepard and threw it incomplete, and now it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Giants. But, I mean, that's really where we are right now as a franchise, Joe. A lot of 50-50s and arguments.
You're 100% correct, and the way you just described that was spot on. There's two different arguments there, two different discussions. Ooh, nice play.
And one of them leads to the other, and Giant fans can't see eye to eye on them, and that's where you get. If you're on a Giant fan page, it's like being on a political fan page. It's just everybody's split right down the middle. Here's a pass looking for Latimer. He has him. Did he make the catch? And was he in bounds? It was a nice throw. He had a one-handed grab. They called a touchdown. He's in. Nice throw by Eli. Let's see. We'll check the feet. One-handed grab by Latimer. He has the 1 foot in. He has the 2 feet in. Touchdown Giants. It'll stand. Beautiful catch by Cody Latimer. And the Giants get on the board as they try to switch up the momentum before halftime.
And then you see a throw like that, and you Like I said, I think we did this last week too. Is you see a throw like that and you go, why can't it be like that all the time? But
it's just not. And that's the thing. And the Giant fans who want him back will point to this throw as the extra point is good. They'll point to that throw and they'll point to it, but it's the throws of last week against Indianapolis on that final drive. It's the throws that you saw on the first drive of this game. Those are the ones that you really need to remember as Giant fans, because it leads you to the roster conversation. Joe, is the roster good enough to win with him right now? I don't think it is.
Just like you said, Jim. Just like you said. Here's the bottom line. You just said it. Eli Manning, we're blessed to have him for 15 years. We won 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. We were competitive. He was healthy. But the bottom line is, we're going on 60. He can't play forever. And who's our next guy? Who's the next person that's going to be the guy? You gotta start drafting for the future. You have to. It's the bottom. You have to do it.
I agree with you. You don't gotta. You're preaching to the choir with that one.
I know. I'm not. Hey, listen. I'm not saying that Eli. Listen. You don't bring him back. You bring him back next year, which most likely is going to happen. Okay, we hope for a pay cut, right? He accepts it. He does the right thing for the team and whatever. But you do the right thing. You can't go out and just not draft a quarterback this year. I don't know.
Well, and that's a whole other conversation. I mean, I've been doing a lot of film watching, and I try not to really just watch one game. You try to watch as many of these as possible. And the only quarterback that I really have any interest in is Haskins. And it's not because I think Haskins is ready to play right now. It's not. I think that if you look at the way that they didn't handle things last year, and you say to yourself, okay, right, reset where we are this year going into next year. I think that if you told me that Eli took a pay cut and he was coming back and you're going to draft Haskins with the idea of him being groomed by Eli for a year or two, I could live with that. Because what it tells me is that you have accepted the fact that it's time to seriously consider turning the page. And that doesn't mean taking a quarterback in the second, third, or fourth round. It means addressing the problem and taking a quarterback with the talent to be a first-round kid. And I think that Haskins has that talent, both cerebrally and physically, that he can mature into a quarterback. I don't think that he's ready to play right away, but I think that he has the physical tools where if he's groomed by a guy like Eli, that he can be a successful quarterback in the NFL. I don't see that from anybody else in the draft that I would want to take in the first round. So there's so many different questions when you look at the ways to go and the options to go, and did they take did they take Shermer? Like, I'll kill somebody.
No.
Shermer's
No.
Can you imagine?
No. I watched a little bit of that bowl game the other day.
I'm sick of putting
Band-Aids on broken limbs. It's not saying he's bad.
He's
just.
I'm so sick of putting Band-Aids on broken limbs, Joe. Like address the problem. And I'm not saying that you need to turn the page from Eli right now. I think if you're going to take a kid like Haskins, that would probably be a mistake to turn the page from Eli now. But you need the pay cut and then address the problem and let Eli groom him. Kid's a Giants fan, has a real nose, for the playbook, wants to learn, wants to get better, can make every throw on the field, says the right thing, the leader on the sidelines. I mean, address the problem. And if you don't, then you're looking at a situation, bro, where I don't, there's so many question marks when you go into the draft. At 2020, like, who the hell knows what's going to happen? Let's take a look around
2020. Go ahead, Jim. Go. Take a look at it.
Go ahead. We got time. Go ahead.
I was saying the 2020. Now it's halftime, so we can chat. And and hopefully the fans, if anybody has any questions, let us know. But 2020 looks like a better QB draft class than this year. That's what I'm seeing and I'm hearing. But are we, are we capable of waiting that long for the successor? I don't know. Is Haskins that guy? What do you think about the guy from Duke? I don't love him. I saw him the other day. I watched the Duke game. He was good that game, but I don't know too much. I didn't watch too much film on him. So where else do you go? Drew Lock. I mean, is this guy that good? They were hyped on him, in the beginning of the season, but is he that good? Is he a number? Is he another 4th round draft pick? Is what I'm saying.
That's my thing. Is I don't. You're right. I don't see any of those. I'm done of using the 2nd, 3rd round pick, and then him being inactive all year and wasting time. Like, if you take a kid in the 1st round, that means the kid is going to be on the roster, and you're invested in the kid developing. I think once you get to the 3rd and 4th round, and you're taking quarterbacks there, you're not committed to those guys. I think when you take a guy in the 1st round, it says, okay, this is our guy.
Right.
Even if you take a guy even 2nd or 3rd round when he's a quarterback, there's no pressure to play that kid right away. I think it'll be good for Eli Manning if the Giants take a kid in the 1st round. I think that Eli has been handed the reins to say, okay, well, there's nobody around that could pressure me. There's nobody around threatening me for my job. The only guy that came close was jettisoned after he was built up to be the backup quarterback all of preseason. A guy that we were told, was a gym rat and Eli's shadow, and everybody praised him, teammates included, for what he did for his team, what he did for Eli, how he looked to learn, and this is a kid that you just threw out of the building. So
yeah, I have a question for you, Jim.
I got a question for you. Somebody to compete with Eli. Go ahead.
Exactly. I got a question for you from Cruisin 26. What do you guys think about Tyree Jackson out of Buffalo?
I mean, he's got a lot. I mean, physical traits. I mean, yeah. I mean, at the NFL level, can he perform? I don't know. Just a lot of question marks about a lot of these kids coming out. I don't think any of them will be. I don't think there's any quarterback coming out in this draft that will be ready to play week 1 next year. Not one of them. 0.
I got you. I think I agree with you. I think even if they draft Haskins, he's not playing next year. He needs to sit and learn for a little bit.
I don't think that would be beneficial. I think that when you look at the kids last year, like Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Darnold, Rosen, I thought all of those kids could play from week 1. I really did. I thought it would be beneficial for them and their franchise if they played for week 1, because I saw I don't care how bad the team is, you learn from playing, right? I just don't think – I think that those guys I also had higher, including – and Lamar Jackson. So if Haskins was coming out in last year's draft, to me he would have been the 6th best quarterback. If Justin Herbert was coming out in the draft, he probably would have been – I think the only quarterback I would have had Herbert or Haskins higher than, in my eyes, would have been Josh Allen. That's it. So the kids coming out this year, I don't have them in the same class. And I think that if you're the Giants and you're telling me that you're convinced Eli Manning is coming back, if you think Haskins has the physical tools to do that, then the situation warrants taking him in the 1st round, because you don't have to play him right away.
So here's the same guy, Cruisin, or girl, Cruisin 26, replies, sign Bridgewater if you can and draft a QB.
No, I don't. That's a silly scenario. Right now,
I don't like that either.
Right now, Teddy Bridgewater is 7 of 10 for 56 yards, and they're being shut out at home against Carolina. Not that I'm going to judge Teddy Bridgewater just based on a half of football right here, okay? But I'm also going to take into consideration that there's a reason why I call him Mr. Glass. Like, you have to understand that this isn't Madden. This is not Madden. And if you are bringing in Teddy Bridgewater, you're taking a cap hit with Eli Manning. Eli Manning is under contract right now. You're taking a $16 million cap hit, and then you're signing Bridgewater.
Right. I think the Giant fans have to understand, unless Eli comes out after this game and does a press conference and says he's retiring, that he's coming back next year. We have to understand that. So if we're looking at it, let's think logically now. We got to think logically that Eli Manning is coming back next year. So you're not going to sign another quarterback for that much money. It doesn't make sense if he's coming back. Now, whether or not he's a starter or not, he's still coming back, right?
And I got news for you guys also. You know, if I'm a Giants fan, right? The name that attracts, and we're dealing in hypotheticals, so let's dive the fuck in. Let's say after this game, Eli Manning shocks the world and comes out and he says, "I'm retired." Okay. Then the conversation moves to, do the Giants go after Nick Foles?
Right.
And not Teddy Bridgewater. And here's why I say Nick Foles. One, there's less of an injury history with the knees there. And that really is defense rests with me, because I'm not investing in a guy with one leg. Not at the NFL level, not for the amount of money it's going to take to bring him in. But Foles has proven in this offense with Shermer that he can be successful. So if the conversation was to turn to a free agent quarterback, the conversation, if you're a Giant fan and you're saying to yourself, we want to win now, it's Nick Foles over Bridgewater. Now,
100%.
That's just my humble opinion.
I agree.
It seems like common sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, if you're giving me a choice between the two.
You're right. And I'll tell you right now, if you like we said, if Eli comes out and shocks the world and says, "I'm retiring," now that changes the whole, scenario. That changes everything in Gettleman and management's decision. Now they have to draft a quarterback, because you're not going to because you need a bridge quarterback now. Now you need a bridge quarterback, and Foles, to me, with the roster, is the best guy. But I just still see Eli coming back, guys. I really do. Let's hope he can, cross our fingers that he takes a pay cut.
Well, there it is. He hasn't really done that before. Does the pay cut come with an extension, right? Would you be shocked if they came out and said, instead of Eli going into a lame duck season, we're going to extend him. He's going to sign a 2-year deal and be under contract for 2019 and 2020 at maybe for 14 or 15 million as opposed to 23 million, and saving that 8 million on the cap. But does that automatically mean right now that then you're punting to 2020? And if that's the case, and you're going to build up the roster, then you have to assume that the team may be better. And if you end up picking somewhere around 15, 16 next year, are you in position to get that quarterback? And what price is it going to take to pay up to get the guy that you want at that point? So many uncertainties.
There's a lot of uncertainties with this team, and you're right. You that would be great if he does take that pay cut, and I think that's the best scenario for him. Don't be a lame duck. He's not the type. I know Cruz 26 has said he's not the type to take a pay cut. I got you. I'm reading you. I got you there, buddy. But he's also at the end of his rope here, and if he's the type of team player, that might be the best thing for him, is what you just said, is taking that 2-year deal. He's still guaranteed, and then possibly, adding on to that, and just, Mara, saying, listen, you're going to be part of the organization forever, because I could see him being a coach of some sort eventually down the line, and figuring that out, there as we go along, and then figuring out the other stuff after that. You know what I mean? So I agree with that 2-year deal. If you're going to do that, take the pay cut. He's going to want a 2-year deal at least.
I would, and that's, if he thinks that he could play, and nothing that he has said has, would lead you to believe that he's under the impression that he can't. He's healthy. He's never been hurt. He's shown that he can get through a season, or does he say to himself, I'm worth $20 million a year, put some fucking players around? And does that become a difficult conversation for the Giants to have?
Oh, that
right?
Would be.
I mean, what if Eli says, no, I'm not taking a pay cut?
Yep.
Like, I want my $23 million next year.
Yeah, that's going to be.
I'm a two-time Super Bowl champion, and I'm top 10 in all these NFL categories. Like, he has an agent too, and
that's the thing. And
right? I mean, it's
right.
just
you're 100% correct there.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because if I'm Eli's agent and you're telling me, you're coming into the room and going, hey, I want to pay him $12 or $13 million, and I'm his agent. I'm turning around and I'm going, whoa. Like, you guys have neglected to put a solid team around him for these years. I got a guy that's top 10 in all these NFL categories that plays every game every year. Like, who the hell are you to be telling me that what? Excuse me? Do a better job of putting players around him, and maybe we don't. I mean, that's a flip side of the coin that an agent should. A good agent should play that coin.
And let me top that, Jimmy. Okay, by saying let's put his stats this year on that. And I know the eye test is big, but he's thrown for over 4,000 yards again. So an agent comes in and goes, this guy's thrown for over 4,000 yards again.
This is his highest, his lowest interception rate. That's all things for an agent to play to, and you put yourself in that position to have that conversation. But here's the frustrating thing as a franchise, as we're pretty much underway here. Cowboys have started their own 25, but this is the frustrating thing as a franchise, because wouldn't that lead you, like, if the best interest of the team was in play, right? Because we're playing this from an agent's perspective, right? Business-wise as well. What would the agent say? What would the agent do? Well, let me flip that, and as an owner, how do I handle that to get in front of that and not have a conversation where those stats are going to come back and bite me? Is I evaluate the young kid come week 9. And now I'm dealing with Eli's stats in the first half of the year when we were 1-7, and not dealing with bloated stats off of meaningless wins that put me in a bad position negotiation-wise. Here's Dak Prescott, and he is sacked and dropped inside the 20 at his own 16-yard line. Nice play, Olivier Vernon getting to him and tripping him up. But you see what I mean, right, Joe?
Yeah, I know. No, that's what happens when you look at it from a business perspective. Sometimes you have to really, I love everybody's thoughts, and it's great, but you have to understand that this is a business, and
you have to be a dick sometimes.
You have to be. You have to be a dick. You got.
And while that is not in the best interest of Eli Manning, it is in the best interest of the New York Football Giants long term, if that decision was made. And that's where my frustration lies, is some of these decisions are being made, it seems like, to appease a player as opposed to what might be best for the franchise. And interesting here, Cowboys have a man down. Didn't see who that was, Joe, but we'll check it. And that goes to the talk of, do you want to play your players with a playoff game next week? We'll check and see who that injury was and if it will be a major one for the Cowboys as they move forward. Let's go around the league real quick. We haven't done that in a little while. There's been some updates on some of the games that are important to the Giants, so we'll check them. New England, again, trying to lock up that 2 seed in the AFC. They lead 21-3, and they have the ball back. Third quarter is underway there. 13 and a half left. They have the ball at their own 29. Miami came storming back. They got a touchdown drive, and then I think they got the ball right back on a turnover from Josh Allen, and then a touchdown pass from Kenny Stills to Tannehill. That's right. Kenny Stills to Tannehill tied the game up in Buffalo at 14. So they are at halftime right now, 14-all. Detroit takes a 21-0 lead in Green Bay. Side note, Deshaun Kaiser in that game for Green Bay now. 3rd and 11 for him and the Packers at their own 43. They trail by 21. Carolina is in New Orleans, beating Teddy Bridgewater and the Saints 23-0. Tampa Bay leads 17-7. They're at halftime there. Jacksonville trails Houston 17-3 in Houston. Third quarter just underway, and our Giants are underway as well. We're checking the penalty when they come back. So far, Giants interested in a Tampa Bay victory over Atlanta. We're getting that so far. A Detroit win in Green Bay would help the Giants if they were to lose today draft-wise, and we would need Buffalo to beat Miami. So that's another game we're keeping an eye on here. Number 76 went off, Joe. Not sure who the hell that is.
No, I don't know.
Was that
somebody from Dallas?
It was a guard. Looks like it was a guard. He's been replaced in 3rd and 16. Here's a screen pass out to the tight end. Vernon all over it. Now Jenkins cleans him up. Giants will wrap him up, no gain, and get the ball back. 3 and out here to start this third quarter. So the Giant D does its job to start us off here in the third.
Hey, Jim,
and
guess
we'll
what?
See where the Giants go. Eli or Loletta? Go ahead.
You know, we're having a New Year's Eve party tomorrow night. You know how legendary they are.
Those bring back some memories, Joe.
I'm just saying. Guys, you know.
New Year's Eve parties.
Yeah. Although we have the kids now.
It's toned down now.
Just a bit, yeah.
Coleman takes it at his 36. He's out across the 45. He's at a 50, and he's dragged down in Dallas territory. Nice return to the Dallas 46. See if they mark it at the 45 and where the Giants will get started. Chance to knock this game up. Looks like the Cowboy that went out being worked on. Looks like his left leg. And the Giants will start. They marked it at the 45. Giants come out, I formation with Barkley as their back. Eli, still the quarterback. Eli takes the snap, little pitch play to Barkley. Stutter step, spins, and gets maybe a yard. Pushed forward there for the yard that he got. He himself got back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 9 for the Giants. Come on, Buffalo, you piece of shit. Let's go. Second and 9. Eli takes the snap, play action, now throws, and it's off the hands of Shepard. Should have been caught. Glanced off his hands, a little above his head. Still should have came down with it. And it'll lead to a 3rd and 9. Why don't you catch that damn ball?
Yeah. Would be nice.
Little high, little hot, but still got to come down with that. Eli 11 for 20, buck 39, the touchdown, the interception, and apparently the fumble as well. Giants 3 for 6 on third downs today. They got a 3rd and 9 here from the Cowboy 44. Eli has it out of the gun, takes it, throws, complete inside the 40, short of the first down to Fowler. Knocked down by Jalen Smith, and go for it, right? Well, don't bring out the punter right here.
No. Go for it.
It means absolutely nothing. You're in Dallas territory. There you go. Eli staying on the field. The 4 Giant fans in the stadium standing up and clapping, trying to cheer Shermer on here. As the Giants face there's more than 4. The Giants face a 4th and 3, 10 for 17 on the season on 4th down conversions. Eli has it, drops back, throws to the left, and has his man complete. Took a shot, but held on at the 28 for a first down. It's Fowler again. First down, nice Giants. Move those chains with 11 and a half left in the third.
That was a nice job.
Nice pop. Way to hold on to the ball there. Ball was a little behind Fowler. Took the shot, held on. Now it's Barkley, and he stopped at the line. Jalen Smith again.
So, by the way, update. No, none of my son's friends are here today because of the cleaning that's going on for New Year's Eve. So, everything's good, except my daughter's like just hanging around. I keep asking her if she wants to say something, but she doesn't want to.
No, that's all right. That's okay. She can feel free. She has carte blanche.
I know.
She's fabulous. Check. 2nd and 9 from the Dallas 27. Eli, play action, throws out to Ingram, makes the catch, now tries to get away. He's inside the 25 to the 24. Was dragged down there. It'll be a 3rd down again for the Giants. Eli takes the snap. There's another flag, and they blow it dead. It looks like it's going to be a false start, illegal formation, something. But it's against the Giants. Eli showing his frustration.
Here's some interesting stuff.
Clap of the hand.
Jim, what do you think of all these? What do you think of all these top quarterback prospects is going to pop up on your screen in a minute?
I told you, man. I'm the only
Ryan
one that
Finley?
really. The only one that really intrigues me, talent-wise, on the NFL level, would be Haskins. That's it. Like, I think those other guys will go. I think they'll go. Like Kyler Murray, I think he's going to be playing baseball. I don't think that he's going to be playing football. 3rd and 11. Eli takes the snap under pressure, gets it out to Barkley. Nice little move there, but he has Cowboys all over him, tries to get away, now knocked down. End up losing a yard or two. Not his fault. There's only so much a person could do. And the Giants are now going to settle for a long field goal. So they get the 4th down, then move backwards. Typical. And
I tell you
Rojas.
what. Go ahead, Jim.
Oh, you're good. Let's see if he makes it here.
Go ahead.
Snap, spot, kick from 48, up, got the distance, and good. So the Giants cut the lead to 4, get 3 on the drive to open the 3rd, and they trail here 14-10 with 9 minutes left.
He's been a bright spot in this season.
Rojas.
Rojas.
Yeah.
Or I would, as we call him in our house, Rojas.
Yes.
Rojas. You gotta roll the R. Rojas.
I can't roll the R. I can't do it.
Come on, roll the R. So,
a huge question mark coming into the season was who the hell's going to kick for this team? Are they any good?
He's been
great. He's been great. It's one thing you don't got to worry about next year. He's locked up. He'll come back. He'll be one position you don't got to worry about. Kicker. We got that going for him.
Woohoo!
Mm-hmm. Jets have the ball. They just crossed midfield. 1st down and 10 for the Jets. They trail by 18. Buffalo stopped Miami to open the 3rd and has the ball at their own 22. 2nd and 10 there. Green Bay trails. Kaiser in the game. They got a timeout right now back inside their own 10. Trailing 21-0. Carolina has the ball back after they just stopped Teddy Bridgewater. 23-0 there, Carolina leads. Atlanta has the ball in the red zone, trying to get within 3 of Tampa Bay, and Houston still leads 17-3 over Jacksonville. Jacksonville just got the ball back at their own 6, almost midway through the 3rd quarter there. So there's your look around the National Football League. Some stats from this one. Eli, 15 of 24 thus far, 157, the touchdown, the pick, the fumble. Dak Prescott for the Cowboys, 13 of 22, a buck 42 touchdowns. Cowboys on the ground, they've split it up. 7 carries for Smith, 6 for Jackson. Smith has 30, Jackson has 16. Barkley, the primary ball carrier, 8 for 33 for the Giants. Shepard added a reverse for 9 yards. Beasley, 3 catches for 44 yards, but the story of the game for the Cowboys, Jarwin Binks, 4 catches, 42 yards, 2 of those for touchdowns. On the Giants side, reception-wise, Shepard, 2 for 41, Latimer, 2 for 30. One of those, the one-handed touchdown to end the first half, as the Giants kick off here with 9 minutes left in the third, will be fielded at the 3 by the Cowboys, up across the 20 and tripped up down at the 24-yard line. Good coverage by the Giants, and that's where we get started. Dak Prescott and the boys will get started here in the third. Rodgers left the game with a concussion, being evaluated for a concussion. So there's why Deshaun Kaiser is in the game in Green Bay, and could be why Detroit has a 21-0 lead. Rodgers out probably for the rest of the day. So his season ends short. Disappointing season for the Packers as well. Dak out of the gun from his own 24. Looks, throws, complete out to the 35 for a first down to Amari Cooper.
Buffalo, Miami tied up 14-14.
That Patriots just scored. Looks like Darnold fumbled, and the Patriots took it in, so they're blowing the Jets out 28-3. Prescott hands it off to Smith, dragged down in the backfield. Good play right there by Kareem Martin. A couple other Giants along with him, and the Giants get the stop there. That'll be second down at around 13. It does not look, Joe, like, I mean, with the way this game is going, doesn't look like we're going to see Kyle Lauletta.
I don't think we're seeing anybody.
Play action out of the gun, taking a shot downfield, and is overthrown. Wanted Tavon Austin. Couldn't get him. I think I called him Miles Austin before.
You know what it feels like, Jim? The call from the top. Like, no way, we're doing everything to win.
That's
what it feels like to me.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't get it. But hey, there's a lot that I have not gotten that this team.
Like I said, from a player standpoint, you never want to lose.
What is going on today? What is going on today? And there's a completion out to Cooper, gain of around 10 short of the first. Will bring up a fourth down. Good stop by the Giant D. They'll get the ball back. If you heard me before, in Miami, we said that Stills threw a touchdown pass to Tannehill. I'm going to confirm that before I just say what happened here. And sure enough, Stills threw a 3-yard pass to Tannehill. Well, I say that, and I go over to Tampa Bay, and Sanu, a 5-yard touchdown pass to guess who, buddy? Matt Ryan. Touchdown.
Wow.
Sanu to Ryan. Cowboys go for it in their own territory in a game they really don't need. Playing reckless. First down to Beasley. Easy completion over the middle. Had Beasley one-on-one. Prescott zips it in. Fourth down conversion. He beat Chandler. And Dallas will keep the drive moving. And now they have it at the Giant 46. Back out of the gun is Prescott. Takes the snap, drops back. Looking, throws, has Beasley again. Dives down to the 39, gain of around 7. Be a 2nd and 3. Oh, there's the Darnold play. Trying to make a play, strip, and Kyle Van Noy from 46 yards trucks it in for the Patriots. Looks like they're going to wrap up that 2 seed, Joe. Handoff here on the inside. Giants stuff them. No gain. Might have lost a couple. Third down coming up. Inside of 6 minutes left in the third.
Robert Foster.
How about that?
Robert
Touchdown
Foster.
Buffalo.
Robert Foster. Who's that guy? Who is that guy?
I played him in DFS today.
Oh, good for you.
Shit you not. Who knows how I'm doing? Who knows who he's with?
Oh, my God.
On a 3rd and 3.
You're going to love this. From
the Giant 39. Dak takes the snap, drops back. Now we'll step up, now flings it downfield. It's complete to guess who? Jarwin. Oh, my fucking God. What? Fucking pathetic. Jarwin Binks. It's another touchdown. It's a 3rd touchdown. And the Giants.
Jimmy, I told you I would have. I made such a mistake. I would have won a lot of money.
He just gets lost here at around. But here's the thing: he catches the ball at the 19. There's 3 fucking Giants there, and nobody. Was that Chandler? Who was the guy that laid him? That just completely whiffed on him. Hold on, here it is. Somebody get that son of a bitch off the field. Riley. What the fuck is Riley doing?
He fell down. He fell. Oh, God almighty. I'm sorry. I mean, now we start to question Belcher. I mean, honestly.
What is Curtis Riley? What is Curtis Riley doing? He didn't even. I'm speechless. Just another touchdown from Prescott. His 3rd to Jarwin. His 3rd. Caught the ball at the 20-yard line. If you're not watching it, that got away from the rush. Had some time. Got out to the right. Looked like he was going to maybe throw it away or run out of bounds or try to pick up the first with his legs. Instead, he sees Jarwin get away, catches the ball at the 20, and then Jarwin turns around, and there's 3 Giants there. And not one of them touched him. And he prances in from around 20 yards out and just despicable. And the Giants now trail 21-10.
This shows how much holes that we absolutely have. It's not just
I've been preaching to the choir,
yep.
Man.
It's not just Eli. It's not just that. It's a combination of everything.
You're right.
Okay? And we need to figure out as Giant fans that what's the best thing to do for this franchise. And that's it.
Yes.
It's not, I complain about the Eli witch hunt. I always said that. It's not just his fault. He's one player. Football is a team sport.
Yeah, but when you look at, and I think it goes into, one thing goes directly into the other, and it goes back to, like, people will say you hate Saquon Barkley because you wanted the Giants to pick Darnold. No, I thought it was in the best interest of the franchise. People say you hate Eli Manning because you wanted to turn the page. No, if you've listened to what I've been saying, he's the greatest
90 seconds.
The greatest quarterback the franchise has ever seen. That's without question. But one thing about Eli Manning is even the Super Bowls he won, he did it with a solid team around him. And when that team got into the playoffs together, he was able to be clutch and get them through. He was never the guy that said, I'm going to put the team on my shoulders and take you there. He was never that guy. So when you look at the team now,
60 seconds.
The roster is bad. Does paying a guy that needs the roster to get him into those clutch spots so he could beat Eli Manning of 2 Super Bowl wins, if that's not good enough, then what the fuck are you paying him that much money for?
Yeah.
And it's very simple.
And another thing is, you're right, and another thing is, on the opposite side of the ball, you have the highest paid defensive player, who is who? Mr. Olivier
Vernon or whatever.
Olivier Vernon, okay, who is, I'm sorry, but he stinks. When you have a rookie, when you have a rookie, he had a sack today, okay? Before today, who was the leading sacker? It was B.J. Hill.
10 seconds.
Okay, so I don't want to hear
Vernon missed. Vernon also missed what? He missed 8 games. I mean, he missed 6 games.
That's fine. I don't care.
No. I'm not saying that in defense of him. I'm saying that as like you're paying him all this money. Like he missed a lot
all
of
this money. He's missed games. He doesn't produce.
Eli taking a shot down the right sideline, and it is incomplete. Well, a little bit underthrown. Coverage was good. Shepard tried to make a play, bounced away, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Jenkins gets beat at least once a game. So you have to look at that. You got to look at Eli and the big contract. You got to look at Vernon and the big contract. You got to look at Jenkins and the big contract and not producing. To their contracts, and they're not.
And there's my thing. If these guys are performing to their contracts, you don't win 5 games. So if they're not performing to their contracts, and now it's 2 years in a row, what are we doing? What are we doing? And it's hit reset. And in the NFL, if you make the right moves and you bring in the right people, you can reset the button pretty quickly. But you got to make the right moves and the right decisions. Here's Barkley, and he's spun down at the 33. There's a flag down. Surprise. We'll check it. And an 80% feeling this is against the fucking Giants. And it is. Holding. Pushing back, way back.
9 penalties for 68 yards. I don't care about the yardage. I'm talking about 9 penalties. 9. And
what I find funny, you know what I call this fan base sometimes delusional. And here's why. Because like that penalty was on Jamon Brown. Now, has Jamon Brown done a nice job since he's come in here? Is he an upgrade over what we had going for us? Yes. Does that mean that you want to re-sign Jamon Brown back and make him your right guard? Like, no.
Jim, you're right. Jim, I'm like...
Here's Barkley,
a couple
25,
seconds ahead
30,
of you, but...
35, 40. He's the midfield with 1 man to beat.
Yeah.
He's to the 35, 30. He's dragged down at the 15-yard line. Saquon. Long run. Beautiful move by Barkley, trying to take it to the house. Guy had an angle on him and was able to drag him down. Took the handoff from Eli, gets a nice block from the aforementioned Brown, and then does the rest on his own.
Hey, Jim, we'll find out. 101 yards rushing, 28 yards receiving. Does he meet the criteria of the third running back?
He's getting close running back. If he's not there.
He's got to be almost there, right?
He's got to be almost there. We're going to check it out. See how many yards he needed for that. He's at 129 total for the day. I thought he was I think he's close. And he has the ball again. Stutter step inside the 15 to the 10. That's Gallman. And he's down at around the 8-yard line. Nice run by Wayne Gallman there. A couple of nice moves. Brought it down inside the 10. 2nd and 3 for the Giants. Tampa Bay adds a field goal. They lead Atlanta 20-14. Giants can get a first down at the 5. Right now they're at the 8 on a 2nd and 3. Gallman's the back. Manning under center. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Gallman skips forward maybe for around a yard. And now Jalen Smith and Hernandez getting into it. Joe, put that on pay-per-view. I'd watch that fight. Hernandez versus Smith? I'd watch that fight.
Yeah. I know who I would take.
Yeah, well.
Hernandez. That's his speed.
Yeah. Still. It'd be a hell of a fight to watch.
Oh, God, yes.
3rd and 1. Manning. Play action. Looking. Throws. Got a man. It's Ingram completing. Dice for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Extended for the end zone with his left hand across the pylon. Nice job by Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Giants. Back in it.
Go for 2. Go for
Jumped
2 here.
Around the 3. Extended fully. Reached with his left hand. Got the ball across the pylon. See it as plain as day on the replay. and now the Giants trailing 21-16 will take Cousin Joey's advice and go for 2 and try to get this thing down to a field goal game.
If you're going to do it for 2, here's the spot. Okay.
Eli will go from his own 2, out of the gun. Barkley to his right. Takes the snap. Looks to his right. Throws. Receiver fell down. It was Shepard. There's a flag. It's going to be on a woozy, it looks like. It'll be a holding or a pass interference, something in the end zone. We'll check on and see what it is. It's pass interference. It's in the end zone. So that'll give the Giants, it would have been half the distance. You're looking at the 1-yard line anyway.
Go for it.
For 2, you're going to go for it here too. Definitely.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it makes no sense not to. If the penalty's against Dallas, you're definitely going to go for it again. And that's what the Giants will do. Shepard and Fowler come to the sideline. Giants go big. Simonson and company come on in. Eli under center. Man in motion to the left is Simonson. Play action. Wanted Barkley. Now looks. End zone's got Evan Ingram. Touchdown. Wanted Barkley at first. Then put the ball up over the linebacker, Sean Lee, and a nice catch by Evan Ingram, who does it all. Caught the ball, extended it inside the pylon for the touchdown, and then gets the 2-point conversion on the completion from Eli. And set up by the long run by Saquon Barkley, one of many this season. And the New York Giants hanging around. And they trail 21-18.
Hey, Jim, last game of the season, my son's been hanging around and loving it. I have to take a piss break, so I'm going to give the headset to him for a second.
Yeah.
All right? Thank you, sir.
Nick.
Yeah.
Buddy.
How you doing?
What's up, my friend?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing well. How was your Christmas?
It was very good. How was yours?
Nobody got me anything. Could be better. Could have been better. What do you think of this Giants team, buddy? How do you think of today? What do you think of this game?
I think it's very good right now. We got the momentum going in. Saquon's big rush.
Are you cheering to win, or are you cheering for the draft pick?
Right now, I'm cheering to win.
All right, so you're in it. You're just cheering to win because the game's on, and then we'll see where the chips fall where they may after the fact.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: from a young person, from a millennial's perception,
all right.
What are your thoughts on Eli Manning? What are you young kids today? Where do you stand? Do you think Eli is? Do you think this team could still win with him? Do you think it's time to turn the page? What do you think?
I think going into the draft, they should pick a quarterback, depending on the pick right now, and have Eli start next year. Have the rookie quarterback sit under Eli for one season. I think it would be good.
Yeah, I think that the way things have panned out so far, I have to agree with you, Nick. I think that would probably be, considering the state of the team right now, probably the smartest way to go about it. And I think that would need to come with an Eli pay cut if we're going to fix some of the other holes on this roster. Score update. LaShawn McCoy goes in from 9 yards out. Buffalo leads 27-14. Buffalo doing their job for the Giants right now. Tampa Bay still doing their job, and Detroit doing their job. The Giants are trying to be their own worst enemy and win the game, get all the help they need in the early games, and then shoot themselves in the foot, draft pick-wise, with a win today. Right now they trail by 3, and Saquon Barkley has done it. Your dad was asking how many yards it took. We thought it took around $120-something, and it did. So Eric Dickerson, 2,000 yards from scrimmage, 2,212. Edgerrin James, 2,139. Saquon Barkley, the third man to do it, 2,015 yards from scrimmage after the 68-yard touchdown run. Tip of the cap to Saquon Barkley. probably the offensive rookie of the year. Great season and a promising career ahead for Saquon. Great job. Handoff here from the Cowboys on first down, and Rod Smith will get around 6 as we approach the 1.5-minute mark in the third quarter with the Giants up 3. What do you think of Saquon, Nick?
Nick just gave me the headset back.
All right, okay. I'm assuming he was
listening. He's like, I gotta go. So, So it looks like he did it. 2015.
Yep.
No, that's a good thing from a historical Giants perspective. Let's put it that way.
It's a nice thing. It's something that it's nice for the individual. It's nice that it happened in a Giants uniform. It's not something that I really don't get too worked up about this kind of stuff. Like tip of the cap, great season. I would have rather him not get 2,000 yards and that result in around 4 or 5 more wins. But hey, he's had a great season. You can't complain. Is the Giants going to get a sack here? He's in the grass. Big sack for the Giants there. Vernon again. And then he comes up grabbing his neck. Of course. Let's see. Same old around the league. Not much going on. Atlanta trying to inch their way closer. That's about it. Everything else looks the same. 2nd and 19 for Dak and the Cowboys. What might be the last play of the third quarter. Incomplete. Short hopped it out to Smith as he was trying to dump it off. Probably would have been worse for him if he caught it. And it's going to be a 3rd and 19. Looking at some updates here, trying to see what we missed, anything like that. 3rd and 19. Giants trying to get the ball back. 7 seconds left in the third. Dak takes it out of the gun, throws. He completes it. It's dropped. Way short of the first down. Ladler on the tackle. Hopefully he's in for fucking Riley after that debacle. On the 3rd touchdown to Jarwin. We go to the 4th quarter. Dallas 21 on New York Football Giants 18.
It's like Eli Apple got burnt again.
Did he?
Yeah, it looks like. Well, they're discussing it, but it was whether or not it was a touchdown or not, he got burnt. But what's going on? 29-0. Panthers over the Saints. I mean, Buffalo's up 28-14, which is good for the Giants.
All the games the Giants need right now, they're getting. And when I looked at all the games earlier, the one that I was really concerned about, I thought they had a shot. I thought that Tampa Bay had a good shot to win. We'll see how that turns out. I thought Buffalo at home had a good shot to win, and Atlanta just got a little closer. They kicked a field goal from around 49 yards out, it looks like, Bryant. So it's 2017 Tampa Bay leading there. Detroit made me a little nervous playing in Green Bay. Rodgers gets hurt. They're up 24-0. They're about to start the 4th quarter. That was one of the games the Giants needed. Buffalo has taken control of that game now with the 2 touchdowns early in the 3rd quarter. They're up 14, so hopefully that game can turn out well for the Giants. And then I do not think that Kansas City is going to lose to Oakland, so I don't have my hopes up there. But if things ended right now for the New York Giants, you're looking at probably a top 6 pick. And I don't know where they end up if they come back and win this game today. I don't know where they end up. Right now, it looks like they could end up with a top 6 or 7 pick. And I think that puts you in play for a lot of different things. It'll be interesting to see how all of this pans out by the end of business today. It'll be interesting to see at the end of the 4 o'clock games, by the time the Kansas City game starts, if all these other games stand pat, is there anything set in play already or solid that we'll know without even have to worry about it? Meaning, like, if Kansas City loses, then maybe Oakland would pick 5th and we would pick 6th or vice versa. But at least we would have some semblance of an idea of where that may be based on the 1 o'clock game. So a lot to go over here over the next 40 minutes or so as Dallas punts it away. Fielded at the 19, fair caught by Coleman, and that's where the Giants will start with 14:52. Interesting today at the 4 o'clock starts, Minnesota needs a win and get in. If they lose, am I correct in saying this? If Minnesota loses and Philly wins in Washington, then Philly would get in, and the Vikings would go home, I believe.
Right. I believe it's if Minnesota wins, they're in.
And
That's
if
just
the
the
Bears, and the Bears are playing for something, aren't they? A little completion out here.
Yes, they are still playing for something. Yes.
25. They're playing for a first-round bye, so that's the 4 o'clock game that I'm interested in watching. You got any specific ones that you're keeping an eye on?
I like
at
that.
4 o'clock?
I personally like that one.
That one, right?
Because I love the games where you win, you're in. You know, so the teams that know they have to win, that's going to be a good game.
Do you see any way that Andrew Luck loses tonight?
I
always go towards the quarterback. I'm always taking the better quarterback.
I love
little pitch out
Andrew
to Barkley, and he's got a first down out across to the 29. Picked up the first, maybe short of the 30, but he's got the first and moved the chains.
Yeah, I love the comeback of the year player for and even possible MVP for Andrew Luck. He's in the running.
Oh, he should be.
Ooh, Jimmy, I'm like I said, I'm a couple seconds ahead of you, but I would love to hear your commentary on this one.
Here we go. From the 30. Manning under center. Drops back, throws it out to the right. It's Barkley. Whoop! Throws a man down. And he's out of bounds at the 35. Saquon, little stiff arm. And he's down to the ground. Give him a little whiplash.
Get out. Get off.
Thought the little dump. Get off.
Love it.
Nice job by Saquon there. Throwing heat to the ground.
Now here's my thing. Here goes back into the winning versus, he's got the accolades of the third rookie running back to have the 2,000 plus.
Joe, they are trying to ball swung out to the left, incomplete. It's going to be a 35.
They're trying to win this game. There's no doubt
to win this game. Balls to the wall, win the game, Joe.
I know.
And I don't fucking get it. I just, like, if you beat a Cowboy team without Ezekiel Elliott in a game that they're going to play, they've already won the division. Like, what does that make you happy? Like, are you thrilled walking out of this game with a W? I don't get it.
And that's,
3rd and 5.
And like I said,
first down. Ingram to the 50, to the 45. He's down the sideline to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and he's dropped down at the 15-yard line. Evan Ingram going ham, having a great ball game, coming off a good one last week, and a big gain for the Giants and a first down at the 15-yard line of the Cowboys as the Giants try to take the lead, Joe.
Hey, who's missing?
Oh, Christ.
I'm sorry. Did I bring that up?
Too soon.
Too soon? Did I bring that up? I'm sorry. I think I've done it the last couple of games. Sorry. I'm not saying they're better off without him, but I'm just letting you know. It looks.
You know me. I'll take the picks.
I would.
Little pitch out to Gallman, and he is inside the 10 down to the 9-yard run. There's 2nd and 1 as the Giants getting everything they need. Wouldn't it just be fitting?
I was saying the same thing.
wouldn't it just be fitting that they get every break they need to get the higher pick and then win the game today? Like, to be a Giants fan is excruciating.
I was about to say the same thing, Jim. I'm like,
wouldn't it just be like
everything's lying in the way for a top 5 or 6 draft pick, and they're going to win the game,
and end up picking 9
or 12th or whatever.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't. And again, I'm not saying I'm not saying that you would purposely come out and say, okay, we're going to look. Like, to me, this is like, if they were doing this in the second half with Laletta, I'd be a lot more excited about it. I don't know. It's just like, it doesn't mean anything with Eli in the game right now. And the win hurts you more than
But you know what? But like we said, you got to think about, he's most likely coming, unless he surprises us, he's most likely coming back next year and will be the quarterback. So maybe, can we think of positives off of this? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's all about the pick, and I don't know. Texans add a field goal. Houston leads 20-3. Miami adds a field goal. They trail 28-17. New Orleans going in. They are at the 4. As the Giants now, 2nd down and 1, hand off to Goldman, stuffed, now gets it, falls down inside the 3 to the 2. Tough run by Wayne Goldman. Was stuffed up at first, kept churning, got down to the 2, 1st and goal for the Giants. Touchdown, Falcons. So, the first time today, something going bad for the Giants outside of the Meadowlands, or MetLife, or whatever the heck you want to call it. But Coleman goes in from 23 yards, and Atlanta takes a 24-20 lead. Now it is Eli, under center. Takes the snap, hands off to Goldman. Stutter step to the right, touchdown. Got rid of a man at the 1, jumps into the end zone, touchdown Giants. They take the lead over the Cowboys. 24-21. G-Man.
Yep. There's still 10 plus to go.
10 plus minutes left as the Giants take the lead. Interesting to see here. Now, if you're the Cowboys, right, you're benching Zeke. You just lost the lead. Are you risking right now something happening to Dak before next week? Do you send him out for this drive to say, okay, let's see if we can get it? If not, then maybe you say, okay, well, enough is enough. Like, how far do you push it right now if you're Dallas?
What does Dallas have to play for?
They won the divisions.
They won the division, and they're in the 4th spot, I believe,
They
right?
have a home game next week, regardless. They play at home next week, regardless if they finish 9-7 or 10-6. It's not changing where they play. And it's not going to change who they play because their position as the 4 seed is locked in.
Right, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them.
So it doesn't matter for them. So at what point now, if Zeke's on the bench, or do you look at this as an opportunity to say, Dak, we're going to need you in the playoffs, and we need you to win this game with your right arm so that you have some confidence going into next week. Try to win the game with Dak for the next 10 minutes and change, and see if you can get out of here with him leading you to a victory, and maybe that propels him in the playoffs to come back and play a game like this without Zeke. Who knows?
Yeah, that's something they have to think about.
Something they got to ponder. If he's played this far, I'd let him play. Right?
He's thrown 3 touchdown passes, but
20 of 31, 239, 3 touchdowns. And trailing by 4, he's got an opportunity here to put the game on his shoulders. Should get another couple of chances if he stays in the game. to possibly do something here. We'll see if Dak can make a couple of plays and make things interesting. Let's look at the stats. We just gave you Dak's 20 of 31, third player ever over 2,000 yards, joining Dickerson and Edgerrin James. He has 10 carries for 105 yards today. Reception-wise, it's been the tight ends for both teams. Evan Ingram, 5 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown along with a 2-point conversion. And Jarwin Binks, 3 touchdowns today for the Dallas Cowboys. So there's your rundown of team leaders today. Giants lead 25-21. We are back. As we see Shermer having a moment with Gallman. And the Giants will kick off. 10.5 left. Across the 20 to the 25. Is where Dak will start. Patty Shermer. Here we go. Dak. Out of the gun. From his own 25, now trailing by 4. Takes the snap, drops back, looks, throws complete. First down to the 40, stutter step to the 45. Big gain, out short of midfield to the 49 by Gallup. So just like that, gain of 24 from the 25 to the 49. And Dallas moving. 1 possession games this season. Dallas 8-3, Giants 4-7. Saints get on the board. They trail 30-7. Handoff here, and he is dropped at the line. Nice tackle by Kareem Martin. Be second down for the Cowboys. Dak takes the snap, drops back, looks, throws, and it is incomplete. Wanted Gallup. Good coverage by the Giants there. Tough coverage. Ball knocked away by Lippett. And a big 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Cowboys. Giant faithful will rise up. Trying to get a stop. From their own 49. Dallas had the big gain on the first play of the drive. Now 2 incompletions. 3rd and 10. Prescott has the ball. Giants coming. He rolls right. Looks, throws, downfield. Has a man open at the 15. To the 10, to the 5. Dives out of bounds. And around the 2. Oh, Christ almighty.
How is he open? Jim, explain that. Explain it.
Well, here's how. The quarterback is able to keep the play alive. The coverage is there at first, and then Prescott is able to go ahead and keep the play alive with his legs, get out to the right, and Hearns just does a nice job of reading it, breaking off his route, cutting to the sideline where Prescott is headed, and he finds him wide open, and it leads to a 1st down and goal, and now a flag here comes in. We'll check it and see who it's against. It's against the Giants. 12 men on the field. That'll be half the distance to the goal line. But, I mean, give credit there to Hearns and Dak. He kept the play alive. He rolled to his right. The receiver recognized it, ran with him. And, it leads to a big completion on 3rd and 10, which sets up the Cowboys' 1st and goal. Quarterbacks who can keep the play alive with their legs, Joe, and then have the ability to keep their eyes downfield and make plays, that's where this league is at right now. You need a quarterback that can do it. Hand off to the Cowboys, he gets in easily. Rod Smith. Cowboys answer right back. March right down the field. Couple of long completions, one to Gallup for 24, one on a 3rd and 10 to Hearns on a broken play, and then Rod Smith following the penalty from a yard out. And the Cowboys retake the lead and will try to go up by a field goal with the extra point coming up.
Fantasy alert, Antonio Brown out. Just in case anybody has championship games on this day that shouldn't be, but just want to let you guys know.
Well, here's an interesting play with him out.
Washington.
Yeah, sure, damn straight. I just went over to my DFS lineups.
Yeah, I was about to do the same thing.
And let's
take a look at some of my.
Let's see what we got going on for these 4 o'clock games.
I do have Juju on a bunch of them though.
Let's try to. And here's a nice thing about today is you got a nice slate of 4 o'clock games to choose from. Sometimes you only get like 1 or 2 late in the season. We got a nice little.
It's not bad.
Nice little slate of games. Forgive me for going silent here, Giant fans, but I'm going to build a lineup.
No. Yeah, no worries. I mean, that's the way it goes. We have to build a lineup here, right? It's all about
I'm going to go Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
I'm going to go Nick Foles for this 4 o'clock lineup. I'm going to go.
So you're doing all 4.
I'm going to go to 4 o'clock games. I'm going to do Seahawks defense.
Good job. Yeah. I like that.
All right, we're gonna pick our tight end, get that out of the way, and I'm gonna try to buy low here. Right, so the top guys are Kelsey, Ertz, and Kittle. I could go Ertz and try to do the bang bang. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Ertz there. Then I'm going to buy low on my wide receiver. We're going to buy low on...
You're going to get Washington, obviously.
I'm going to get Washington. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to pick up Washington here. James Washington for 3,100. Let's see what running backs I want to pair up with. We got James Conner is playing, and at home against Cincinnati, I'm going to throw James Conner in there. Then we'll try to buy low on our other running back. How about a Damian Williams buy? You know what? How about this?
I was going to say the same thing. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with C.J. Anderson buy. Save myself some money. And then I got 3 spots left. I'm going to go out of my flex spot. I'm going to go Jared Cook. Who I think they're going to give up a ton of points today. He may be able to have a nice game.
So you're going Connor and
So here's my lineup so far, and I got a couple other guys. I got 12,000 left. I got Foles, Connor Anderson, James Washington, Zach Ertz, Jared Cook, Seahawk defense, as the Giants field it from the 5 out across the 20, 25 out of the 26 is Corey Coleman. That's where the Giants will start. So that leaves me 2 wide receiver spots for a total of 6,100 between both guys. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to buy low on someone. I just don't know who. I'm going to buy low on Chris Conley. And that leaves me Keenan Allen that I could pair up and submit. There we go. 1st and 10 for the Giants from their 26. Little pitch out to Barkley. Hitting the backfield and dropped. Loss of around 3. Not much going there for Saquon. Glance around the league. Jets trail 31-3, 9 minutes left there. Buffalo 28-17. They have the ball. 12:40 left there. They're at their own 30. Detroit up 31-0. Another touchdown there. Detroit running it up. That game's pretty much over. 7 minutes left in the fourth. Carolina pretty much over there too. They lead 30-7 in New Orleans. 12.5 left. 2nd and 12 for Eli. From his own 24, out of the gun, takes the snap, drops back, now pressured, looked at the rush, throws it away. Saw the rush coming right in his face and got away with the ball to the left, incomplete. Looks like the Cowboys telling him that was a smart decision. Atlanta scores again, so they've come storming back. Tampa Bay not holding up their end of the bargain for the Giants. They now trail Atlanta 31-20, 11 minutes left there. Jacksonville trails 20-3. In Houston, 8:15 left there. Nobody around at all for the Giants. It'll be 3rd and 12 on that last Eli incompletion. Out of the gun. Barkley to his right from his own 24. And the Giants take a timeout. Want to talk it over.
You know, I'm almost doing the same thing in my 4 o'clock, except for I went with Chris Carson.
I got him. I think I have him in another lineup somewhere too.
And
I like that matchup. They got Arizona, right?
Yeah, I got Jordy Nelson in a wide receiver slot. I just need one wide receiver.
What are your options?
Oh, I got 6,200 left, so.
Play with it.
Yeah, I could play.
Can you get Thielen in under that amount? What's Thielen?
No. I can get a Baldwin. I can get Lockett, Landry.
Eli throws, and it's complete. Where do they spot it?
Right.
It's complete to Latimer. Going to be interesting to see where they spot it with the completion, the momentum. Looks like they mark it short. And I got news for you. It was a good spot.
For it. Josh Reynolds.
You're at your own. That is so close to a first down. That is so close to a first down right there. You're talking about lengths. Now, if the Giants decide to go for it, they'd be doing so from their own 36. It says 4th and 1. I don't think it is. I think it's a lot closer than that. As they bring out the markers, and they are a good, 5, 6, 7 lengths short of a first down. And it looks like Shermer is going to. Are they going to go for it? It looks like they're going to go for it. 8 minutes left. They trail by 3. They got nothing to lose whatsoever. Josh Allen scampers to the right for 30 yards. Buffalo rubbing it in now, 34-17 on Miami. So out of the 1 o'clock games, the only one that isn't going the way the Giants need it to right now is the Atlanta game. The other 2 games are falling in line, and the Giants trail here. They would have to lose to make everything go right to get the higher pick. Trying to flip everything on its head are the New York Football Giants. Back up to the line quickly as they're going to go for it on 4th and 1. And Eli with a quarterback sneak, and they push him forward. How about that? Somebody's helmet comes off. It's Hernandez's. He doesn't need one. He's an animal. He can play without it. And Eli gets the first down on the quarterback sneak inside 7.5 left as we remark the chains. Eli now. 1st and 10. Giant ball at their own 37. Under center. Out of the eye. Handoff goes to Barkley, and he gets maybe one. Come on, Jameis Winston, you piece of shit. Third and 8 for Winston at his own 27. Play action for Manning here on a 2nd and 9. Throws over the middle, complete into Dallas territory, and down to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line is Sterling Shepard. Eli off the play action, a lot of time in the pocket. Shepard wide open over the middle. And it's a Giant first down. Six minutes left.
I do have a question on the YouTube channel. Somebody's asking, what do you think about trading Beckham and getting some picks and keeping Ingram and Shepard?
I think you can get Shepard for a lot cheaper. I'm all for that. You don't have to sell me on Odell. I would do that. I think that it hurts taking the 6 minutes. I think the cap hit would hurt. The dead money cap hit would hurt. But what people don't talk about when they talk about the $16 million of dead money is the $5 million that you would be saving by cutting him as well. So if you restructure Eli and you do some other things, yes, and I'm totally for it. I don't think they have the balls to do it, but I would do it for a couple of first rounders. Yes, I would. Eli takes the snap, drops back, complete to Fowler, gain of around 5 or 6 on the first down completion, or the second down completion. Yeah, I'm all for that, Joe. I'm not enamored with wide receivers. I think that this team has a lot of holes. I know that what they give up by giving up a player like Beckham, but I really feel like in football sometimes it's addition by subtraction, and I think that he falls under that umbrella, at least in my eyes. 3rd and 5 from the Cowboy 38. Eli drops back, now looking left, lofting it down the left sideline. That should be a flag. The pass was caught by Latimer. Beautiful catch, another one-handed by Latimer, and it should be M1 because he was being dragged down by the defender as he attempted to try to catch the ball and still did it. Beautiful throw by Eli here, looking for Latimer in the seam and got him. Beautiful catch there by Cody Latimer. Second one-handed grab of the day, making a name for himself as Cody. And the Giants have a first down at the Cowboy 13-yard line. They call it the 8. My bad angle. Handoff, Barkley to the 5. Down to the 4, the 3, and that's where he falls. 4.5 minutes left for the Giants. Jameis Winston to Mike Evans. And with 8 minutes left, I don't know what happened, but Winston, bing, 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 right down the field, touchdown Tampa Bay. And they now trail 31-26, extra point pending. I think they'll go for 2 to try to get that game down to 3. Here are the Giants trying to retake the lead. Throw a monkey wrench in everything. Handoff, Barkley falls forward to the 2, and it'll be a 3rd down there. Two-point conversion failed for Tampa Bay, so they'll still need a touchdown. They have 8 minutes left to get it there. So we'll keep you in the loop as we move along. The other games that the Giants need look like they are in hand. The only 2 that are in question right now are the Giants and Tampa Bay. And speaking of the Giants, 3rd and goal. Handoff, Barkley, over the top, scores, touchdown. That ball crossed the plane. They call it a touchdown. That ball crossed the plane. Dallas still trying to play it, run it back, but Barkley went up over the top, reached the ball over the plane, touchdown, Giants, and they retake the lead on a 1-yard touchdown run by Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I'm just watching the replay, Jimmy. The ball is over the plane, and then he gets his hand hit.
Yeah, and then he grabs his hand. Yeah, once that ball crosses, it's over.
That's it. It's a touchdown.
Yeah. So the play would end right.
Let's look at more the more impressive thing. Let's look at where he jumped from, guys.
Yeah, he jumped from around the 4.
The 4-yard line.
Let's see. Hold on. It is the 1. Yep, he's at the 4.
The 4-yard line.
And then, boy, it's not that. I was like Jordan-esque. Look at it. Look at Jordan.
That's like
that's like
almost from the right. That's almost from the free throw line.
He was determined to get
line
in,
he jumped
and
from.
they look at it, they confirm it. Giants try to go up 4. Snap, spot, kick, good. Looks like the Cowboys might have jumped. And the Giants will probably just wave that off, decline it.
He should have just tried to throw it and dunk it on the guy's head. Like put the ball right into his face. That would have been better. I'm just saying,
Slam right in his fucking face, man.
Just right? Just jump up and see the defensive guy coming.
Hang it right in his face. Stick it
right in his friggin'
right in his face.
Right in his face.
Giants lead 32-28. Hope you bet the over. Didn't look like that's where this was going.
No, not at all. I mean, it was 0-0 for the longest time.
For a while. And these teams have opened it up. The first quarter was 0-0. Then Dallas took a 14-0 lead. Giants cut it to 14-7. Giants put up 11 in the third. Cowboys put up 7. And the Giants with 14 here in the fourth. Cowboys with 7. And it all totals up 32-28 Giants. Prescott, 22 of 34, 312 yards, 3 touchdowns. Manning, 23 of 36, 292, 2 touchdowns, the interception and the fumble along with it. Rod Smith, 12 carries for 35 yards and the score. Saquon, 15 for a $111 and the touchdown. Goldman has 6 for 23 and a touchdown as well. The tight ends have really been the star of the receiver show, as Jarwin has 6 catches for 89 yards. 3 of those go for touchdowns. Beasley has 5 catches for 62 yards. Gallup has 3 for 50. Cooper held in check today, 3 for 24. For the Giants, Evan Ingram, 5 for 81 and a touchdown. Latimer, 4 for 72. 2 of those one-hand catches. 1 of those one-hand catches for 6. Shepard, 4 for 67. Barkley adds 4 catches for 33. So that's how we round up here at 32-28, Giants lead. Buffalo adds on another score with a touchdown to Zay Jones. That one's pretty much over. Detroit over, 31-0. That game just went final. So out of the games the Giants needed, if you're worried about a draft pick, we're down to 2 that are really in question. The Giant game itself, as Dacko gets the ball back here with under 3.5 left, plenty of time, needing 7 to take the lead. And then what's going on in Atlanta and Tampa Bay? In Tampa, 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Falcons, 7.5 minutes left. Tampa Bay led for much of that game. Atlanta came back, took the lead, and then Tampa came right back down to get it within a score. And it's 3rd and 1 for Atlanta at their own 35-yard line. So we'll keep you in the loop there, Giant fans, as now Rosas kicks off, and it's out of the end zone, and Dallas will start at their own 25-yard line. Atlanta picks up the first with a 2-yard gain. Looks like a little reverse to Sanu. Got them to 2 they needed. And they have a 1st and 10 now at their own 37. 6:43 left there. So we'll try to keep you in the loop as much as we can in Tampa for as long as we're on here with the Giants. 3:30 left for the G-men as Prescott takes the snap out of the gun. Now throws right, complete, gain of around 5. And now the ball comes out. And it's picked up by the Giants, and they say it's live. It's Goodson, and he's knocked down at the 20-yard line. How about that?
That's a fumble. That's a fumble there.
They could have very easily have called it. The forward momentum had stopped as he was hit at the 30, pulled back, and then he's thrown back by Jenkins. It was Cooper, and just as he is, Kerry Wynn comes in and hits him from behind. The ball pops out, and then Goodson comes over. Johnny on the spot, picks it up, and brings it down to around the 17-yard line there Nice play by Kerry Wynn playing through the whistle. The whistle was not blown. Jenkins keeps playing, pulling him back, and the Giants knock it loose and have a golden opportunity here to put the game away with a touchdown. As now Eli, play action, throws complete. It's Simonson, and Simonson pushed forward by a couple of Cowboys as he's fighting forward and gets close to a Giant first down. Gain of 9, maybe 10. So.
Well, there you go. Giants put another touchdown on the board here. You know what we're looking at.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much a wrap. And then you let the chips fall where they may, because I got news for you. Atlanta turned the ball over, and Tampa Bay has a 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 19 after completion to Winston to Humphreys, Joe.
Unbelievable.
So Buffalo winning, and Tampa Bay scores. Touchdown Buccaneers. 19-yard touchdown, Winston to Godwin. And Tampa Bay comes storming back. And now the Giants have a 2nd and 1 inside the 10. It's to Barkley. He hands it off. He gets away from a man. He gets inside the 10. He's going to 1st down. We'll see what the flag is. If it's against the Cowboys, it's a 1st down for the Giants. If it's against the Giants, it'll be 2nd down and 11. If it's a holding penalty, it is a holding penalty. It is against the Giants, so moving back and erase the 1st down with 2:52 left. It's against Chad Wheeler. So the Buccaneers were just down 11. Bada bing, bada boom. They come back, and they have a 1-point lead now with 5:10 left. Winston failed on the 2-point conversion again, so they miss on 2 2-point conversions. And Tampa Bay leads 32-31. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like Chinese water course. Holy shit. And a little pitch out to Barkley to the right. He is met at the line of scrimmage and dropped there. Good defense by the Cowboys. Stringing them out and then closing them down. And the Giants now will face a 3rd and 11. Very interesting to see how they play this, Joe, because a field goal here keeps the Cowboys right in it. A touchdown here pretty much crushes the throat, right? So 3rd down, you got nothing to play for. You taking a shot at the end zone here? I am. Or I'm trying to pick up the 1st with a completion of more than 10 yards. It'll be very interesting to see if they do the whole dump off thing, draw play thing, just trying to give up here. What's the play call? Well, the formation is 4 wide, and Eli's out of the gun with Barkley to his right. And it's a handoff to Barkley. They give up, and he slips down, and he's dragged down for a loss of 2. So total give-up play right there. Makes no sense. And with the Cowboys now taking a timeout, they will have, you got the fumble. Great, awesome job. But guess what, Joe? You're handing them the ball back with a chance to come down and tie this thing up. And you don't go for the throat. You don't go to try to, win the game. You played all game to win the game. You're in position to do so, and you make a timid call like that, and where if he throws a pick, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt you. Am I not getting it?
Yeah, if they're planning to playing to win this game, that was a bad call. Bottom line.
Then go for it, right? Go for it.
Why not? You're 5 and fucking 10. You just do it. Just do it. What the hell's the big deal? It doesn't make sense.
Here's Rosas from 38. He got it right down the pipe, and the Giants will go up 7.
Besides Barkley, who's been the best on this team, Rojas has been the 2nd best this year. No.
No, you look at the numbers.
No,
the guy's had a phenomenal season.
He's been the 2nd best player on this team. He's been fantastic.
He's had a phenomenal season. He's hitting at 97%.
Listen, and people a lot of people underestimate the value of a kicker like that. And you know what? It's an important part of the game when you have somebody that's hitting at that rate, and then you know that you can bust out there, and if you have a 40 to 50-yard field goal attempt, you have no problems putting him out there.
No, and his leg, the power of his leg is not the issue. The kid's got a bomb. And he's got the accuracy to go along with it.
Yeah. It's great. Good to have. It's a weapon, as they say.
Should help you win a lot of close games in the future, hopefully. A lot more than they won this year.
Are we going to OT?
Oh, God, I hope not.
We're going to OT. Going to OT.
Returns it. Is that game you got your eye on, Joe? Coming up next, game of the week, Bears and Vikings.
I'm going to settle down and watch that game.
Yeah, I'm going to make some food. Get that thing
What
going.
you making?
I think I'm going to make some chicken. I got the cutlets already fried up. I think I'm going to do a little chicken parm.
You put it in the oven, obviously, I hope.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not microwave, Joe. Kidding me?
No, look. Some people do it and they put it in the frying pan.
It all rubber.
They put it on the sauce on in the. No.
Nah. I put it in the oven.
I know. Yeah. You're nice. Yeah. Like Grandma Fanny used to make.
Model.
Like Butters.
Incompletion there off the hands of Cooper. Hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. And it'll be second down. Dak hasn't played well today. 23 or 30. Hasn't played bad. 23 or 36, 317 to 3 touchdowns. All the Jarwin. From his 30, second and 10. Takes the snap, play action, throws down the middle of the field, and guess who he's got? To the 40-yard line of the Giants. Jarwin Binks. It's another catch. Oh, shit. 2:08 left. Tick. He tries to get another play off. He's got it. Got the ball, drops back, got the completion. He's down to around the 34, gain of 6 is Rod Smith. So 2-minute warning here coming up. With a couple of plays, Prescott moves into Giant territory. The big completion to Jarwin. And then the dump off, and the Cowboys are moving. They will not go quietly into that good night.
So, Jim, I don't know
Jarwin,
if you have
7 catches, $119.
Oh, my
3
God.
touchdowns.
Oh, my God. I could have had him on DFS. Anyway, I don't know if you have it up by you, but we have a supermarket down here that's called Uncle Giuseppe's.
Oh, I do not.
Okay. All right. They have Frank Sinatra. They have a guy singing on Sundays. It's a whole big thing. So
really?
you gotta come down. Yeah, well, they have the whole Frank Sinatra. He sings, he's singing. Got the whole fresh. It's a little expensive. Don't get me wrong. Okay, but for nothing. Some of the stuff is they got the dry sauces hanging, all different kinds too. All different kinds. Not like they all the different kind of dry sauces hanging up. Everything is homemade. The whole Italian market, fantastic.
I love that.
You got to come down. You got to come down. You got to.
I went and I
just for that.
I bought some for Christmas Eve. I like to do the. I don't eat the fucking.
You don't eat the
fish and all that stuff, right? So I sin. I like having my my cold cuts, my little pickies and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I went and I bought provolone. It's so left something to be desired coming from where I bought it as opposed to what I'm used to.
Jim, you gotta come down.
Oh.
They have a whole cheese section.
I'd be in heaven.
With multiple
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.